And we are live.
Hello.
And I am on the wrong Discord screen.
I was gonna say you should turn your camera on.
Okay.
Look, I am running on autopilot today. I'm probably going to mess a lot of things up. I'm just
At
happy
least you're honest about it.
I'm not. At least I'm happy I'm not DMing. If I was DMing, would probably end up in a TPK today.
You're probably wondering how I got into this situation. I'll tell you. Much like Stephanie Meyer, it came to me once in a dream.
Oh my god.
Okay. How was everybody's 2 weeks since the last downfall of Propriety?
Exhausting.
I say this mainly for Effie's benefit because I haven't seen her in 2 weeks.
I'll admit the first one sucked. Last one wasn't so bad. For me, at least.
What happened?
I mean, work picked up because the pollen season is upon us.
You allergic?
No, but I do get scratchy throat syndrome, like everybody else.
I'm not like you guys. I don't get scratchy throat.
I'm built different.
I was about to say the DM is built different.
Rip to your grandma, but I'm different. Oh. But everybody else's weeks were good.
So.
Eh. Sounds like a rousing success.
I've been working overtime like every week, almost every day the last 2 weeks. So I am just mentally dead.
I getcha. Well, at least you can play brain dead because you're playing Gaius today.
Hey.
Oh.
He's not dumb.
He's an orange cat.
He's dumb. Just kidding. No, I'm joking. He's not dumb. It's just funny. Well,
Not a thought behind those eyes.
bless his cotton socks. Okay, so last time we were all together for the downfall of Propriety. Okay. Jesus Christ. So we started out, Reggie got the lantern from Marina, followed the footsteps that led out the back of the garden to the rabbit's foot. Maddie went over to Gaius's house after picking out a probably inappropriate dress to wear to the rabbit's foot. Jesus Christ. Our Belriel watched Gaius take a bath, and they gossiped about everybody, which was my personal highlight of the whole thing. Everything you do, Fox, is just my favorite.
I love to gossip.
And then, Effie's character, Sonari, snooped into Marina's closet, found some stuff, not skeletons, but interesting stuff there. But she and Reggie made their way down to the rabbit's foot after being watched by a creature from the woods. Sonari took real psychic damage, which was another highlight for me personally. It was really
Thanks for the trauma.
It's free real estate.
And then for the second time ever, everybody was all in one place, which was a real triumph for me personally as a new fledgling DM. I didn't realize how hard that was. So I really gave myself a pat on the back for that.
Like herding a bag of cats.
Yeah. Anyway, so we're all at the rabbit's foot. You guys met the bartender. Gentle there, and it's the beginning of Sargenty and Idol, which is a yearly thing. That's kind of a big deal in the lower edge here. Gaius is competing as well as many others. So that is where we left off. And yeah, so the music that was playing prior to this, of just like a band that was just kind of setting the mood. They kind of walked off stage while Gentle is kind of guiding everyone. You can tell that she kind of has a bit of a frazzled look on her face as she's guiding the other judge to the judge's booth. You all know that this judge, his name is Kaiman Sowell. He is he is well known for his poetry, which gets posted in the Sargentian Post a lot. He kind of a snob, but he knows his stuff. Gentle is going to be the other judge, kind of the Paula Abdul to his Kaiman Sowell. But you don't see a third judge. And so that is what is kind of going on. She's also trying to herd like a bag of cats, everybody to the main kind of stage room. What are you guys doing?
Well, Sainari already scrambled herself up back into the rafters and that Genty was looking away. So she's sitting up there getting all comfy, like with the bowl of bar peanuts that she stole earlier. When she was snacking on and watching Marina and her brother fight.
She probably has more that she stashed up there.
Oh, absolutely, I do.
They're like
I have a
super old.
Eh, they're fine. They're still crunchy.
It's like a squirrel.
What about the rest of you guys? Well, I'm just getting kind of set up here.
I guess Gaius is just being led into the back with the rest of the riffraff.
Yeah, your best friend Jasper is there with you, ready to compete alongside you.
Man, I love
Yeah.
Jasper. He sets me up for the perfect jokes.
Gotcha. No, for those who don't remember, Jasper considers himself a bit of a rival to Gaius. Whether Gaius feels the same is yet to be seen. But yeah, alongside you up at the contestants, I think I mentioned it last week, there is kind of an older gentleman, missing maybe a couple teeth, a little hunched over, looks a little confused to be there. There is a young gnomish boy. He's got really dark hair, kind of side swept over one eye, dark makeup, looks a little sullen. He's also kind of clutching a lute to his chest. He's looking a little like sourly out towards like the back of the room. There's a middle-aged woman there, kind of tall, broad, looks very sweet. Once you guys get herded back there, she kind of leans over to offer her hand. She goes, "Oh, hi there, my name's Viola. What's your name?"
And she's talking to Gaius.
Sure, yeah.
He very gingerly takes her hand. He's like, Gaius, Tybalt.
Oh, this is so exciting, isn't it? I never really thought I'd have the courage to just come up here and do my thing, so to speak.
Oh, it is exhilarating.
Have you done this before?
The competition, no. Perform, yes.
Oh, I bet you don't get stage fright at all. I must admit, I'm a bit jittery.
I don't know. Depends on how. Nah. And he catches himself because he was about to say it depends on how many people in the audience have knives, and like he stops himself because he doesn't want to scare her. He's like, yeah, it comes and goes. Best thing to remember.
Best of luck to you.
Best thing to remember is just have fun.
Absolutely. Best of luck to you. I'm really excited.
You as well.
And Jasper kind of goes, they will just let any old riffraff in here, will they not?
Jasper,
Like, under his breath.
he's like Jasper. They let you in.
Mon Dieu. He just ignores you. Je pense que tu es très ennuyeuse. Anyways, so, additionally next to you guys, there was kind of a mysterious figure also about to compete as well. Tall, dressed in black, very demurely standing there, has a black veil over their face. their limbs are a little longer than what seems normal for a regular person, and like I said, they are tall. They absolutely tower over Gaius, but they're keeping to themselves a little bit. But they don't seem unfriendly, just maybe a bit quiet. And I think this is all good.
So
Or any? Oh, go ahead. What's up?
Gaius is all 5'2". Like, how
So
much is
everybody
he?
towers over.
How much is he towering over him?
This person, they're kind of towering maybe about at 6 feet even, I'd say. But yeah, they also seem to be holding in their hand a little sign thing with a pen next to it in their other hand. But they have their hands crossed over in front of them, very demurely, just standing there. They have a long black dress that kind of touches the ground a bit. Yeah.
Gaius isn't going to say anything, but he's going to keep an eye on that one.
Sure. I'd do the same. Okay, are the rest of you doing anything before we kick this shit off?
Just making sure we've got a good view of the stage.
Yeah.
And making sure that we're definitely hydrated.
And also making sure that the Partington siblings are not bickering with each other too much.
They're separated.
I think if you look over at them, they've stopped arguing and now they're like buddy and they're like whispering to each other. It's very mercurial, their sibling relationship, but they're like joking and laughing quietly, trying not to call attention to themselves because they are still Partingtons. As you are sitting there, you'll see like Gentle was the bartender that you saw when you came in, that young purple tiefling woman who seems to be mortal enemies with Sonari for crawling on her ceiling. But there was also another bartender there. He was a very handsome tiefling man, kind of darker skin, black hair, very kind of almost soulful dark eyes. He comes up and he places another drink in front of Marina and he goes, "It's good to see you again, Salazar. How are you doing?" And she kind of goes, "Good to see you too, Dev. It's been a while. No more drinks for me tonight." And she kind of takes her drink and starts to sip it. So, and Avros goes like, "What did he just call you?" And she goes, "He mumbled. He said Marina. It's nothing. Like, he's fine."
That's not what I heard.
Well,
Alright.
you could clear your ears out a bit, maybe. Don't use Q-tips. They say that's bad for you, apparently.
Sonari from
Maddie
the
is just
rafters-
like head down, but like trying not to laugh too loud.
Sonari from up in the rafters is like, "The fuck's a Q-tip?"
The tavern's talking again.
You see Gentle go like, "What the fuck was that?" I swear to God, I just heard something. Your mouth is stuffed with little
Just,
peanuts.
Yes. And, like, some like spray out. The fuck's Q-tip?
just
One hits Reggie in the eye.
the fuck?
Sorry.
What the hell was that about? Ah,
Sorry.
ay, ay, ay.
But yeah, he just mumbled. He probably got me mixed up with someone else. But who am I? I'm not gonna correct him. He sees thousands of patrons a week, you know. So anything like nothing like that.
Well, we'll just have to ask him to speak up next time he stops by.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Enunciate. Project.
Clear your
One of
throat
one.
out. Speak with your chest.
One of good communication skills.
Say it with your chest.
Exactly. Okay. Reggie,
Mm-hmm.
if you look around, will you give me a perception check real quick?
Yeah, sure. Why not? A few drinks in. Not bad. 18 total.
Okay. You can see in a little booth off to the side, you see a figure kind of nursing their own tankard of beer, who's very familiar to you. And you know this man very well. This is Marcus, the blacksmith that you usually work with. Um,
Hmm.
and he looks kind of like doesn't want to be bothered, but then you see that Gentle actually walks right up to him and is speaking in kind of urgent undertones to him. You can't really make out what they're saying, but he kind of looks very emphatically like leave me alone, don't whatever on his face. But yeah, after a moment, he gets up and he follows Gentle over to the judge's table, and they pass by your table as they do
Oh.
so.
Just kind of looks at Marcus. Does he notice that I'm here?
He does. He goes, "Oh, finally gave you a night out, did they?"
Ah, Marcus. Been a while. How you doing?
Yeah, you
Just
don't
kinda,
stop
like,
by the
reaches up.
forge. Yeah, he grabs your hand, goes, "You don't really stop by the forge anymore. I guess you just having too
wait
much
till-
fun with your wings."
Oh, yeah. Just trying to loosen up a little bit. Try to remember where I came from. You know.
Mm.
And
Yes.
uh, sorry, started stuttering.
You should keep your drink in your mouth where it belongs.
I can handle myself, thank you. You know this well.
Maybe just switch to water at some point. This is a very
Hey
grumpy
now,
looking dude. Yeah.
Miss Holt sends her regards. Headmistress.
Hey, sounds good. Um,
Just spent some time at the school this past afternoon, so
I didn't know you were even into learning.
why is everybody telling me this? It's like, oh my god, trying to make me sound like I never wanted to learn. I learned how to blacksmith, did I not?
Yeah, and how are you using that now?
So far, pretty good.
Hmm,
Not burning myself anymore.
that's good. Although, you're gonna burn yourself every once in a while. Just move on.
Fair enough, fair enough. Take your word to heart. Are you about to be a judge?
He kind of rolls his eyes. He goes, "Well, it seems that their third judge, is nowhere to be seen, and she seems to think that it would be funny if I was a judge. I fail to see the humor in this, but she said that I'll get a week of free drinks if I do so because they don't have anybody else."
Hey now,
Hmm.
the anvil is your music. You know music very well. You got an ear for this.
Actually, if you stop by the forge more often, you'd know that I'm actually going deaf in my left ear.
Oh, well, you still got your right ear.
Right. I guess I'll just listen like this then.
Yeah, just don't even look at him. Just like,
Hmm?
mm.
I get the feeling that this Kaiman Sao's gonna be a real prick about everything, acting like he knows it all. I've never met the man personally, but I don't like the look of him.
Well, don't take anything he says personally.
Well, it's not gonna be saying anything to me, that's for certain. He's gonna be talking about these people who are just taking a risk, singing in front of people. Anyway, it's not my business. I just want my free beer.
Hey, free beer is free beer.
Free beer is free beer.
All right. Well, I appreciate you stopping by for a little bit, chat, and have fun, I guess. Free beer.
Yes. And he kind of just gives you a curt nod and walks towards the judge's table with Gentle, who looks immensely relieved. Like, oh.
I just turn my head to Madeline and Lord Arbor, and like, so a judge is missing, and the killer came here. So,
I mean, this is the lower edge. Don't people go missing all the time?
no.
Oh,
So,
surprising.
Do you think there's a way that someone of us could search around a little bit? You said you have your little friend, yes?
I do. We are missing one, aren't we? It's rather adept at sneaking about.
Someone say sneaking?
Hi.
Where did that voice come from?
We all
I just,
know
like-
where this is just...
I'm just like gonna like jump back down. Well, I'm gonna quietly get back down. I don't want to call like get attention to myself. I just go like, okay, what do you need?
If you could, I hate to see that you miss the whole event, but from the back door, if you would please, and just kind of passes off the lantern to you.
Yep.
There was those tracks leading into the back door.
Sorry.
So basically, I'm asking Cyrano to sneak in through the back and start searching
Okay.
with the lantern.
I take the lantern and I go, alright, let's see where time for me to use the fancy lantern.
Be careful. It's draining.
You have a cat. I saw you doing this, and I was like, "Are you playing like an air guitar or something?"
Well, to be fair, the rest of the screen is like
It's
blurred
blurred,
out a
yeah.
little bit.
Yeah, I know. It just
So yeah, I understand.
funny.
oh, goodness.
Oh, so cute. Which one's
Do
this?
they-
Effie?
This
camera
is Freya.
shot.
This one's Freya.
Does she just want to cuddle like that all the time?
She's on and off where she wants to cuddle, but like right now, she's just been wandering around and like keeps pressing like, and she's been like leaning up and like doing the pat like the with her claw on me. So that's how I know she wants up. But like, give her about 5 minutes and she'll like kick off. Yeah, why don't you big sook? Anyway, so Nari takes the land. She goes like, okay, time. Let's see how draining this can be. Like she's like, she's just being a shit. And she just goes, back door?
Yeah.
She just like looks at the way that you just
Like,
stare and goes, don't
Like
you
just
don't hear that often, do you? Alright, and then I wander off.
Maddie doesn't get it. She's drinking her water and she's like, oh, okay.
like 5 seconds after he takes a sip, like,
Do people not use that door?
not regularly.
Take some coaxing. Can get stuck a lot. And like you go to put your hand in first, and you go like
Gentle
all
just
the
come
way
over
in.
here and say that.
You just go in like that, and then you go to the
It's
right.
like,
It must be only for deliveries.
No, it's for exiting too.
Well, any door could be for exiting and entering. Just drinks more water.
Just drinks more alcohol.
No, she's
Oh,
drinking
yeah.
water after that one beer because she knows that there's going to be a drinking
If-
competition, and she's like,
again-
okay, I'm gonna have to get back to.
Again, if a minotaur could blush.
I love jokes about butt. Probably the highest tier joke you could get.
I don't know, that seems kind of mid to me.
Well. Fucking comedy police over here. Alright, cool. So, Gentle, you're going for a little bit of a backdoor adventure. I would say you've been to this place a lot. You would know that from the back door, it kind of leads behind the bar where Gentle is currently standing. It leads into kind of a back office area. On the other side of the bar, there would be stairs that lead up to the second level, which is where there are rooms to rent. And you could give me a history check if you like.
Yep. Good.
Time, gang.
Time
Here
to
we
crack
are
open
back.
a cold one.
So we're back at it.
That's a 12.
I'm off keto.
You would probably remember that Gentle has a very firm rule that you are not allowed upstairs unless you have specifically rented a room, just as a privacy thing. But you also would say that you would also know that Gentle's room is up there as well, kind of tucked in the back. It's just like a very long corridor that kind of wraps around like this circular building. And at the end of the corridor is Gentle's room. So she also stays up there. And just because you were a bit of a troublemaker when you were younger. I mean, when you were younger. Just in general.
Were.
Yeah. I am familiar with the amount of times I've broken Genty's rules. So I just kind of go, yeah, I just need to make sure she doesn't catch me up there. That's all. I'm on my second strike. I'm on my second strike. I can't, and I haven't got Papa to pay me out this time. So I'm at the back door, and I go, okay, let's see how I can make this. I think the stupid lantern turn on.
So give me 1 second here. Alright, you're gonna have to give me an Arcana check, similar to what Reggie did.
Yep.
I would say that this is actually probably about, well, go ahead.
That's 14.
As much as you concentrate, maybe you wave your hand a little bit, like what you've seen like other magic users use in the past. It kind of does like a little flicker, like a sputter, but doesn't quite turn on. Was that with your modifier and everything?
Yeah, my modifier is +1.
Oh, okay. Yeah, kind of like you're trying to oogada boogada abracadabra, nothing. Kind of just flickers momentarily.
I just
shake it.
Sees it working, and it's like, come on. Aww.
Yeah, so it doesn't quite turn on for you.
Okay, I just go, oh god damn it. Is there anything I can just take a look around instead to see what my tiefling eyes show me on the ground? Is there...
Yeah, you could give me, so you are at the back door, is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Did you like go around the building, or did you just cut through the bar?
Oh, I cut through the bar.
Okay. I need you to make a stealth check for me. Because Dev's back there.
So my stealth is +4, that's 15, 19.
Okay. Well, that's cocked. Sorry. Said 19?
Yeah.
It's kind of a small fit. The bar, which Gentle's been talking about, like, constructing maybe a bigger bar one of these days, just never got around to it. It's a bit of a tight fit, but like a ghost, you manage to sneak behind Dev as he's slinging drinks. Poor Dev. Sweet, gentle Dev. Wouldn't notice anything almost, unless it was someone asking for a drink. You kind of manage to kind of wisp behind him almost, and you are at the back door. I would say I would need like an investigation check to be able to show yourself anything since you're actively looking for stuff without the use of the lantern. And I would say that if you fail on a lantern check in about 10 minutes or so, you could give it another go.
Fuck, I'm just not smart today. 13 for investigation.
Hey, you know what? This detective stuff's hard. Looks like the normal floor. You notice that maybe there's some dried puke from the other night that maybe they didn't quite mop up all the way. Gotten a little crusty. You see the little family of mice that's made their home in that corner for like several years. They don't bother anybody, but you don't see anything else.
Oh, yeah, Janon.
Yeah. He goes, squeak, squeak. And as much as Gentle kind of like is like, I don't want any rats or any mice in this place, you know, it's disgusting, she secretly slips them cheese every once in a while. But yeah, you don't really see anything, unfortunately. Nothing that would be out of the ordinary.
I shouldn't have had that drink or two. The third one was probably a bad idea too. Damn it.
Also, how tall are you, out of curiosity?
I'm pretty sure I just gave her my height, so I'm pretty sure she's like she's like 5'2".
Yeah, so not much to be found. You can come back later and try to use the lantern again. Or you could enlist the help of someone who is a little more magical than you. I don't know, but probably not for another 10 minutes or so.
Magic. Oh, we do know magic. Oh, okay. I'm just gonna sneak back over. I need to roll another stealth check to avoid.
Oh yeah, I need you to do that.
Oh, nat 20.
Okay.
Yeah, now you get the nat 20.
Yeah, now I get the nat 20.
That's fine because Dev rolled a 1. Poor sweet Dev. You are essentially a phantom moving behind him. Like, you blend into the shadows, slip easily by him, even though it's like the tiniest bar. And you manage to make your way over to the table without causing any of a ruckus because you're behind the bar, which is against the rules.
Yeah. And I'm gonna go, hey, Maddie. You know that stuff, right? The magics?
I mean, I know some magic, sure.
Good, come with me. I just grab her by the hand. I just grab her by the hand and start like, and it's we need to go out the back way. We need to go out the back way because like I'm not sure I could get her around like past it by myself. So it's like, all right, come on. And I just take her out the front and then walk her around the back.
Marina goes, wait a minute, was that my lantern?
Yes, it was. I just gave it to them like a minute ago.
All right. Okay, so you guys are going around through the main entrance of the Rabbit's Foot and you're going around?
Yeah.
Okay. Rainy streets. Kind of muddy a little bit. But you managed to make your way to the back door of the Rabbit's Foot. So you don't need to worry about stealth once you get in here because you'll be well behind the bar. And Maddie, if you want to use the lantern, then you just let me know.
I just give her the lantern and go, turn this on.
And she takes and she's like, I can try, no guarantee.
You have more. You. I can't do magic. I stab. That's my thing.
I
So
can't
you do the magic.
much. I can't do much magic, like minor illusions and languages and
My idea of an
knock.
illusion. My idea of an
Knock.
illusion is a mask on my face. Like that's all I can do. You're
Oh, I
you're
can do
doing
that.
better than.
How loudly are you
The
guys?
lantern.
How,
The lantern.
Okay.
how loudly are you guys talking? Just out of
I'm whispering.
curiosity.
I'm whispering.
Yeah, I'm not
Are you?
me.
Oh, you are? Okay.
Stage whispering. Yeah.
Age whisper.
Retcon, I'm whispering!
I'm whispering. So stealthy.
Don't
Shut
worry, the
up,
king
I'm trying
can't
my
hear my
best.
plans on how I wish to assassinate him. I'm stage whispering.
Yeah. Okay, so if you guys are whispering, that's fine.
Okay.
Because just to sneak past Dev, I mean, you didn't have to do that, but still behind the bar, like,
Mm.
where he could easily hear you if you're loud.
Mm.
Or if he rolls higher than a 1, you know.
So Arcana check to turn the lantern on.
Correct.
Got
There they go.
How are you
Told
guys?
I think
you.
that
We
didn't
like to
count.
throw our dice. Always slam the dice.
Nah.
I always do that. I will try to be more gentle. Maybe that's why I've been rolling like shit, because my dice are mad at me for throwing it.
See, I treat my dice with the utmost respect. I give them little kisses
Oh,
when they do well.
I'm turning from a 6 to a 16, and I have, because it fell on the floor, so 16 plus 4, 20.
Dirty 20, nice.
Hey.
So as you take the lantern from Sonari, you feel kind of an unnatural cold kind of envelop your hand. Feeling a little bit of anxiety in your chest, either just out of just kind of dread. But as you focus your magic, that cold kind of creeps up into your chest, kind of spreading out like ice almost throughout you, but it's easily acclimated to you. Like, it's fine. You just understand this is a different kind of magic taking over, and you turn on the lantern.
Oh, thank God! Otherwise, I'd have to go for the other. I'd have to go back for Deli.
Well, I'm glad I was your first choice.
course.
Let's see what we can find.
Yeah, and it's like, all right, now just like, is there anything popping up? I'm just like looking for, like the footprints being illuminated by the lantern.
You see some very faint footprints. Give me like an investigation check, Sonari, with advantage.
Yeah.
Just because you've seen the footprints in the past, so you can kind of differentiate them if you roll high enough.
Oh, thank fuck for that advantage. I have 19, plus 120.
Okay. So you can easily pick out the similar tread as to what you and Reggie were following behind the Partington estate. And you see that they kind of are starting to stagger a little bit, kind of dragging a little bit behind them. But they make their way behind the bar, and they seem to kind of stop in front of a stool for just sitting there, like facing out, almost like the person was sitting, for a little while before they get back up. And I guess give me an investigation check one more time, just to kind of check out.
Advantage or non-advantage?
None
Can I help so she gets advantage?
Sure.
Oh, thank you.
I was gonna say I'm there and I have the lantern, so I'm like showing it like closer and stuff.
This one is 16.
Okay. You could probably tell that as the footsteps get up from the stool and they start to make their way towards the stairs that lead to the rooms that are to rent upstairs, you can tell that they have a bit of a lighter tread. And they're kind of dragging a little bit harder, but like still as if someone might be assisting them. And as they get up the stairs, it's very slow going. Like, you can see that one foot up like that, like not walking normally at all. But they go up to the second floor.
Okay.
And I will
I'm just gonna
say
go-
that if you are aiming the lantern at these, if you move in front of the stairs, you're going to be in view of the whole bar.
Hmm.
I don't. Not allowed up the stairs. Do you think? How confident are you that you'd be able to turn that thing back on if we turned it off?
Pretty confident. I mean, it didn't. I didn't mind it too much.
Because if we're gonna be able to sneak up here, we can't have the big bright light like, you know, alerting us.
Can I try? I was gonna say, like, can I try, like? Oh no, I'm not wearing a skirt. I'm wearing a dress. I was thinking, like, if I could hide it under my skirts, if the lights would
I would say
It's probably not gonna.
you could do like a stealth check if you wanted. I would
Yeah,
say that
wait.
the fabric of your dress, how thick is it?
Hold on a second. Don't you said you can do illusions, right?
Minor ones.
How
What?
minor? How minor is? How minor is like making it look like that no one's on the stairs? How minor is that illusion?
What did you just chew on? Oh,
Oh.
okay.
Evie's being a pain.
Uh-oh.
Sorry about that.
That's
I heard
okay. I
noises.
know
It
the
sounded
pain.
like she was chewing on stuff, but she wasn't.
How minor would it be to like hide us from sight if we walk up the stairs?
I would say, Cass, that's not really how minor illusion works.
That's not. I'm reading it right now, and I'm like, that's not. It's. I could disguise self. Dancing lights. But that just causes a different issue.
I guess no one's gonna be paying attention to like one light if the entire light is like covered in. If the entire bar's covered up in lights.
Do I
You can only
see
make 4 at a
them?
time.
Am I able to see them from where I'm at?
1 second.
Why don't we wait until the performance starts? Don't they turn
Ooh.
the lights down for that? Like a
Ooh.
theater?
Yes, that's
Like
good.
a theater?
And if-
Theater?
Please tell me that you say theater like that.
Oh, absolutely, she does.
Yes, that's a good thinking there. Yeah.
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 Oh, I love this game.
That's good. That's good. Okay, we'll turn the lantern off, and then we'll wait for the lights to go down, and then we're gonna sneak up. And I'm doing like the fucking actions while I'm just doing
Yeah,
like
like-
explaining it, and we'll sneak up.
Sneaking.
We're so stealthy. We're so fucking stealthy.
Look here, I don't look like I'm stealthy, but I'm good at my job. They don't expect me to be stealthy, and that's where it's a pain for them.
Oh, like the Spanish Inquisition.
What's Spain?
Ah! It's spinach. Spinach Inquisition.
I'm sorry, I'm in a mood today. It's fine. We're good.
It's
Fine.
6 a.m. for me. I'm loopy.
Okay, so what are you guys doing? What's
We're
the-
gonna wait until the performance starts. We're gonna turn off the lantern. Wait
Mhm.
until the performance starts, and then
As you
sneak
turn
up the
off
stairs.
the lantern, you can feel like that cold just go back down to your hand. You feel warmth in your chest again, but from where your hand is holding the lantern, it's still a bit chilly, but it turns off.
Okay, now we wait. We just stick here and we look chill. Relax.
Okay, so Reggie Arbelriel, anything you want to do before we get the start the thing? You still have some time while she's kind of organizing everybody.
I don't think there's anything that I can't even say his goddamn name. I don't think there's anything that my character is going to do. Because I don't think he even expected to be here tonight. So he's a little bit out of his element, and he's trying not to stand out.
Okay.
He's also mildly uncomfortable in these servant's clothes.
Avros leans across the table and goes, "You look great at home."
Not quite sure how to take that.
Look great.
Meanwhile, there's like a stack of mugs slowly being made. There's like 4 right now, but a 5th one is being worked on.
Wasn't there going to be some sort of drinking competition later? Might you want
Aye.
to save your appetite for that?
You kidding?
No,
trying to
no,
give-
I don't think so.
I'm trying to give the other team an advantage
Why would you do that?
because it's a challenge.
And Marina pipes up, "You know, it's no fun if you just let us win."
I'm not letting you win.
But you're purposely giving yourself a handicap.
I mean, you do have how many more people on your team?
I have Gaius and Arbelriel, and then God, I can't remember the teams. I know that Avros chose Reggie, and
Mhm.
then she chose Gaius, and then he chose Sinari, so then she chose Arbelriel, and then you guys are gonna say that Maddie was gonna be on her team too, because
I thought it was me and Reggie on the same team.
Yeah, we are.
yeah, you
Yeah.
are.
Yeah. And if I have any honesty in all this, they aren't going to be able to finish their drinks by the time I get mine done anyway. So,
You doubt our abilities.
indeed, I'm calling y'all out.
Well, the bigger they are, the easier they are to put in their place.
But the saying was harder they fall.
Maybe, but that's not what I was going for.
Eh. A lot of people like to pick on me because of my size. I'm used to it.
Who the fuck's picking on the Minotaur? That's a death sentence.
You remember the... Oh, no, wait, you haven't met the general.
Tanari's also not in the room. I'm just making a comment, just like, it's...
The general is like a foot or two shorter than him. Scares the shit out of Reggie.
Good,
That's
you should be
hilarious.
scared.
And then you got 2 dwarves. The one who hit him with the friggin' hot iron spike, and then the lieutenant. Yeah.
The
lot of-
lieutenant is like a literal cinnamon roll.
Is, yeah. But he still has to be the officer in the room when he's the NCO.
Okay.
He's laid back when it needs to be. You know.
Okay. So while you guys are all talking, I think Avros turns to Marina and he goes like, "I'm sorry for getting mad at you earlier. I didn't realize that you were just a miscreant troublemaker horrible second child. She goes, wow, thank you so much. And he goes, let me buy you your first drink here on me. She goes, okay, sounds good. And they both go up to the bar together.
You haven't been drinking yet?
No, he goes, no, the first one from me. Like, I feel like a brother should buy his sister a drink.
Okay, I misunderstood.
Yeah, they both go up to the bar, where Dev is, and let me think. I would say that Maddie and Sonari, they're actually kind of behind here. This is the second floor here. And there's like kind of a behind the bar is where like extra items are that a bartender might need. So you guys are kind of crouched there, just staring awkwardly at each other. And
waiting.
They go up and Dev kind of goes, hello. He goes, are you be wanting another drink, Salazar? She goes, yes, but you can just don't have to call me that anymore. That's fine. And Avros goes like, why are they calling you by your middle name? She goes, well, when I came here for the first time, I was so concerned with getting here that when I got here and I was just so like excited when somebody asked me my name, I panicked because I didn't come up with a good fake name. So I did my middle name. And he goes like, oh my god. I was like, aren't you supposed to be the smart one? She goes, I never said that. Ever. So she goes, better than your middle name. She goes, that is ugly. And then Dev doesn't hear any of this because he's just focused on the drinks. Poor sweet Dev. And he gives them both kind of a whiskey while they sit there drinking side by side.
Do Maddie and I hear this?
Yeah, that's why you guys are close enough. You would hear them talking about that.
Wonder what his middle name is.
Yeah, I mean, if it's as bad as she says it is. Although I doubt that it's not that bad.
Maddie, you can give me a history check if you like.
Happy to. $16.
Easy. You would know just from being in society with Avros that his middle name is Galfreus, and all of the men in the Partington family have the middle name Galfreus.
Got it. Okay.
Just like a tradition, but not the kind of an ugly middle name.
It's Galfreus. It's not that bad. I don't mind it. It's so when Sonari you say that like I wonder what the middle name is, like, oh, she just goes, oh, it's Galfreus, just like all the other men in the Partington family.
Galfreus. She smothers her laughter because she's like, trying to be sneaky, but like, God,
Pardon me.
the Partington families must hate their sons. Good lord. That's the name they'd get. That's the name they get the shit beaten out of you, and they're like one of the alley kids back here.
It's not that bad.
Not that bad. My name's Galfreus.
Dude. Literally every 10-year-old kid who walks up to everybody else is like, just brutally honest with them. It's like, your nose is crooked. You got a weird shaped head.
Are you sure you don't have vicious mockery?
Look at that feminine man. He has high-waisted hips.
Oh, his feminine.
Thing I'm sensitive about.
Why are you wearing them high waters?
Yeah. But yeah, I would say that you know that it's a tradition, Maddie. You don't know where it comes from, but they've been doing that for years and years and years. So
it's probably one of those traditions where the origin is kind of lost even to them. They're just like, it's just what we do. Like in my family, everyone, like, they they had us all have like middle names that start with an L. Just 'cause, I think.
Is this like your actual lore, or is this your character?
My
lore?
actual lore. my actual lore.
Neat.
Part of me
Yeah,
wished that you had actually just said Godric instead of Gelfreyus.
Godric.
Why?
The founders of Hogwarts houses. Godric and
Godric
Salazar.
Gryffindor. And Salazar Slytherin.
Well, a little bit of mall lore.
Nerds.
Okay. Fuck me, I guess.
I want to hear more lore.
No, it's too late.
Nope, too late.
Anyway,
You ruined
Nope.
it, Corey.
lost it. Okay, so you guys hear that conversation while you're sitting back there. And never mind. I would say that behind like the bar there are some it's kind of like a myriad of items and barrels and stuff. And then Marina goes like, "Oh, Dev, do you think I could have like an orange slice as well, just for something to kind of munch on?" He goes like, "Yeah, of course." And he goes behind the bar. Can you guys give me some stealth check? And I will say that there's some stuff for you guys to hide behind, like big barrels, shelves and whatnot.
17.
Awesome. You guys scramble when you hear Dev's big footsteps kind of going behind there. Maddie, where do you hide yourself? Or what do you do to hide yourself?
I mean, I don't know really what's behind. I hide like I find a spot between some barrels in the back.
Yeah. Scenario, do you kind of do the same?
Oh, I just like I turn.
You do your freaky
I just-
Spider-Man thing.
Yeah, I go into the ceiling. I always feel like, oh, where's the nearest trap? There we go. And I just I just quietly, immediately jump up. So like, the moment that you hear the footsteps, Maddie like would just maybe turn to look at Sarah and go, "Oh, what are we doing?" She's gone.
Yeah, just be like, "Oh, they're coming."
So Dev walks behind the bar, walks really close to where you are, Maddie. And you can see that there's an assortment of fruit there, already pre-sliced. He grabs a couple, places them in like a container, doesn't see you. You've hidden yourself pretty well. And he heads back out to the bar.
And then she like once he leaves, she's like looking around, like,
So Harry pops up behind her. Hey, you good?
scares the shit out of her.
I just go, and I just kind of quiet. Heart attack in peace. There you go.
Heart attack in peace. What a line.
A warning.
I'm a rogue. What warning is it? It doesn't really fit. And then just go, okay, it's fine. Let's just sit down. We know where to go. We know where to go if we need to. And you're just sitting there wondering how the fuck that this disaster is like actually
So
yeah.
Well, they must be doing pretty well if they haven't returned yet.
And on that note, as you say that, you see that the lights start to dim and the music kind of dissipates as the band that they've been playing to kind of play like music to kind of just have in the background. They walk off stage and Gentle gets up and she kind of goes, everybody goes, "Thank you very much for coming to this year's Sargenty Idol." There's like light applause, everybody go woo like that. She goes, "Every year, just being able to have this to kind of bring our community together is always just such a real treat for everybody. I know that we all kind of come from different walks of life, but just to know that this is something we can all just genuinely enjoy is just really great. And being able to help just other businesses here through Sargenty and Idol, and those who kind of donate throughout is just fantastic. So if you are new here, how Sargenty and Idol works is that we have 3 judges here. Normally, it's usually Hyman here, Hyman Sowell, and he kind of does like a little like that. He goes, you know him from his poetry in the Sargentian Post. One of our judges here for the past, I think it was 5 years. And she goes, and myself, obviously, since whoever wins this is actually going to be having kind of a rotating gig here at the Rabbit's Foot, and it's my establishment. So I've been doing this ever since Sargenty and Idol started. And our usual judge, Randall Jackson, he is unable to make it today. As he had a prior engagement, apparently, that he forgot to tell me about. And everybody kind of laughs. And you hear someone be like, I know what his prior engagement was. He's like, yeah, he's kind of a She goes, all right, everybody, settle down. Let's just like, it's my great pleasure to announce that this year's 3rd judge is actually going to be our local blacksmith. And that's Marcus. Marcus, stand up, everybody. Everybody who doesn't know who Marcus is his business is actually set up in the corner of town for any of your sword, armor, or just metal needs in general. Go see Marcus. He makes the best stuff. And Marcus kind of goes like, and then sits directly back down, just not entertaining any of this. He goes, Marcus, do you want to share any words with anybody? Kind of tell them what you do? He goes, no. Okay, so I'm actually notes here. Okay. Oopsie, hold on. I can't type, sorry. Okay, so the she goes, all right, so our very first performer of the night, he is a self-professed songwriter and musician. First time performing. Everybody give it up for All Dark. And you see the young gnomish boy walk up on the stage. He looks miserable. And he's got like very dark eyeliner on and like his hair over his eye. He goes, thank you, everybody. This one goes out to anybody who's ever had their heart ripped apart by love. And he looks in the back of the tavern, and you see there's a young gnomish girl there, and she kind of goes like this. Oh yeah. Like this. She goes, all right. And he pulls out his lute, and I'm just gonna be, oh no. He starts to strum, but it's really not like any music you've ever heard before. It sounds angry. And he starts to sing, and it really sounds more like screaming.
Oh no, emo screamo.
Exactly. Just go. It's
Oh,
like,
no.
cut my life into pieces. This is my last resort. He goes, Penelope!
Oh god, name dropped? Oh no.
You've ruined love! Help you find what you're looking for! And she goes, okay.
Oh.
I want to say, like, obviously while everyone's like paying attention to this outburst, I kind of go, I think this is a good time.
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah, we just
As he's screaming.
As there's booze going on, there's like, what the hell?
Boo!
Yeah, it's just like, we don't even know this Penelope. What's going on?
You see Penelope get up and leaves.
Uh,
Walks right out the door.
Ouch.
ooh.
And then Kaima goes like, that's enough. I think we've heard enough. Thank you. We will maybe see you next year. Probably not. And like he goes like, come on! And he like walks, like he's escorted off stage gently by Marcus. And then Marcus goes and sits back down. And so yeah, that's the first one. His name was Aldark. He goes and sits in a corner booth looking like supremely pissed off. But yeah, you guys
Aw.
are wanting to say
We were
aw.
sneaking.
Oh,
Yeah,
do
I'm
not
saying,
pity
"Oh."
this man. Do not pity this man.
Yeah.
Do not pity him.
You're too nice.
We were sneaking up while he was in the middle of screaming at Penelope. So
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm gonna need a stealth check from the both of you, s'il vous plaît.
Do we really need a stealth check with all that distraction?
Yes! People could still be watching the stairs, just looking around, trying to avoid eye
Like-
contact with him. He makes like really intense eye contact with people while he's singing.
okay, I got a 19.
Dirty 20.
Nice.
Like
Yes.
today, I'm not gonna say anything else. I don't want to jinx anything.
Okay, yeah, you guys, as Aldark is screaming and Penelope leaves the tavern in a hush, people are just too distracted by A, of all, how terrible this music is, and B, of all, like, the little love drama going on between Aldark and Penelope, and they're all kind of whispering among themselves. Don't even clock you guys making your way up to the second floor. As you make your way up there, you'll see that there's, like I said, kind of follows the circular kind of setting of the building. So there are rooms, probably as you go through. Scenario, I would say that you already know that there's about 13 rooms total. But yeah, I would say that we'll go to the next person and you guys can try to turn on the lantern after they perform, okay?
Yep.
All right, and I'm rolling a dice to see who goes, so wait a second. Okay.
And then there's one.
Gentle stands up. She goes, "Okay, well, that was all dark. See you next year, bud." She goes, "I want to welcome to the stage, first-time performer for just Sargenty and Idol, but a regular patron here. We have Bartholomew, and he says that he's written a song for us. And this is the old man, only a couple teeth. You can see, Gaius, can you give me like a perception check?"
Yeah. What is Gaius' perception? Ah, actually
I don't
proficient in
know.
it.
That's your job. I mean, I don't know. Tell me.
Wow, I roll like shit today. That's gonna be a 10.
Okay, I guess you would just see that his clothes are kind of ratty. There's some mud stained on them. You could probably clock a leaf in his hair. Dude, obviously, on the streets or somewhere else. He doesn't have an actual house. He's kind of poor. He stands up. He goes, "Hello, my name is Bartholomew, and this is a poem I've written called Golden Leaves." And he takes out a very old, stained piece of paper. He goes, "Darkened whispers in the dead of night, with fright that blights my very soul, towers of skull and bones, eyes that follow when I'm alone, where the trees of gold." And then Gentle goes like, "Bartholomew, I'm so sorry. It's not poetry night. This is Sargenty and Idol. Poetry night got moved to next Wednesday. I'm sorry." He goes, "It's not what?" She goes, "It's not poetry night." He goes, "It's poetry night." She goes, "No, it's not poetry night." He goes, "Well, I brought my poem." She goes, "No, this is Sargenty and Idol. This is a singing." He goes, "But I have it." He goes, "No, God." And Marcus goes,
bad.
"Yeah." Okay, you
Oh,
can feel
God.
bad for Bartholomew.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Marcus goes up, goes, "All right, old man, you heard her. It's not poetry now." He goes, "But I haven't finished my poem." She goes, "Yep, you can do it next week." He goes, "All right, guess I won." He goes, "You sure did. won all our hearts, and then he goes and sits back down, just looking
Out of
completely
out of
over.
character, did it
What's your
sound like a treasure map riddle? Is what he was about to tell us.
Sounded like a nightmare is what he was telling
Right?
us.
Honestly,
Like-
it sounded like what we went through in the woods.
Yeah, kinda. Maybe he
we
also
should
had an
talk to him
experience.
after.
He's just speaking through me. I couldn't tell you. Guess you gotta go find out.
That's what it
Intense.
sounded like.
He goes and sits down at a table, and Gentle brings over like a very fruity, pretty drink for him. She goes, "Sorry, Bartholomew." She goes, "It's okay. I'll just, everybody loved it." She goes, "I loved it, but let's hear it again next week." She goes, "Righto, pretty lady, righto." Yeah, so he's just sitting there sipping like a Shirley Temple-esque drink.
Oh,
I know.
it has like a stand with like fruits and stuff.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
It's also got an onion on it too.
And Sanari just was watching this and just said to Maddie, "Oh, this is a shame. Old Barty has some great poems."
I'll have to come back next week for poetry night.
Hmm.
I liked it, honestly.
Yeah, it was definitely one of his better ones, though. We should probably find you a more suitable dress for next week, though.
Perhaps. Ooh, maybe some pants.
Yes, yes, rip pants are good. So many pockets.
Pockets are the best. It's so hard to find a dress with pockets.
Oh god, tell me about it. I have to strap everything to my thighs. The rub is awful.
Think about that, Effie. Okay. Maddie, do you want to do that Arcana check on the lamp?
Yeah.
That would be a 10.
As you focus your magic, I think you were just so enthralled with Bartholomew's poem and being like, what does it mean? What's he talking about? Try to focus your magic to turn it on, but it just does not turn on for you this time. You feel the
I did
cold,
jinx it.
yeah, you feel the cold trying to make its way up your wrist, but it doesn't get much further.
She hasn't. She's like,
If you
taps
want,
it.
yeah. You can definitely try it later, but not right now.
Okay. We'll try the after the next performance, I guess.
I would say it'd probably be after the next two because it's about a 10-minute wait.
Okay.
So
Can I get it going?
what's up?
I'm talking to Maddie. I'm just you can't get it going. I couldn't get it either.
Suppose not. And she puts it down and she's rubbing her hands and trying to get everything ready again.
Don't push yourself too hard with it. Otherwise, you'll wear it you'll wear out your wrist and everything.
It'll be fine. I'm just. I just I'm a little bit rusty, and this is a new type of magic, so I'll try later. Let's just watch the show, and maybe I need to relax a bit more.
Yeah, that sounds good. And just we just sit down at the the railing and everything and just go nuts.
Alrighty, so as you guys are eating nuts upstairs. Sorry.
Oh my god, backdoor
Almost made
eating
it through.
nuts.
You almost made it through that.
I was making sure I was wording it so weirdly, just so I could see if I could break balls.
Y'all are on something tonight.
Mission successful. Mission successful. Way to go.
Tonight, it's Saturday at 1 p.m.
It's Sunday at
least for us.
6:30.
Live from New York, it's Saturday night. Okay.
Oh, no.
As you guys are eating nuts upstairs,
Oh, another kitty. Sorry.
you guys see Gentle go up. She goes, "All right, sorry. I know you guys are big fans of Bartholomew poems, but poetry night is next week." And everybody goes like, "Aw, like what the? Let him speak. Don't silence him." She goes, "Our next performer, first time performer ever. This is Viola. You may know her. She works at the Found Familiar down the street. For anybody who has lost a familiar or wishes to find a new one, check out Found Familiar. They are a shelter for any lost animal familiars, just anywhere." She goes, and Viola steps up. She's the broad, friendly, middle-aged woman. She goes, "Thank you so much." She goes, "I just want to say it's just so exciting to be able to be here and just perform. I have a real love of singing." And Kaima goes like, all right, this is good. And she goes, she kind of clears her throat and she opens her mouth to sing, and it's kind of like a very intense opera singer, like in the choir. And then Kaima goes like, "Nope, not really what we're looking for. Nope, not really what we're looking for. Thank you." And you hear like, "Boo, let her sing." And Gentle like hits him, goes like, "I think I can say like what we're looking for here." He goes, "It's just too much. She's just doing too much. She's trying to show off a bit." Gentle kind of tells her like, "You can keep going." So she starts over, and if you guys want to, as she sings, it's a very beautiful song. It is a lot. But as she's singing, Maddie, if you want to take another go at that lantern, you definitely can. I mean, it's very beautiful singing. It's just like intense. Like probably
like my ears are folded down slightly more.
Yeah.
It's like, okay. At least it's not in a theater. At least we're not in the auditorium right now. We're fine.
Exactly.
I'm thinking like Phantom of the Opera, like sing to me, my angel.
It is, yeah.
No.
What'd you get?
9.
Oh, yeah, no.
Yeah. I just go, do you want me to give it a go again?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm afraid I might be tapped out with it.
That's okay. We're having fun anyway. You can still hang around unless you want to watch the performance.
I mean, I'm already up here. Might as well just keep going. I mean,
yeah. I start shake, and I just look at the lady, go shake it, and do it. You stupid bitch.
Magic 8 ball work for me. Magic 8 ball.
Okay. You can do an do you want to do an Arcana check? But it would be with disadvantage if you're gonna abuse it like that.
Okay, so first was an 18, the second was a 16, so +1, so I got 17.
So almost like reluctantly, you see the light turn on like a "fuck you, fine" sort of way, and you feel the cold.
With me, bitch.
You feel the cold like shoot up into your chest instead of the slow, gradual thing. Like, "Fuck you, bitch."
Like I just go, okay, fine, I deserve that.
You're like, ugh. Anyway,
I don't have the gentle things. I'm too drunk for this. Just work.
I think Maddie had like a light like jacket type of thing. She just kind of like, or like a cloak or whatever, and just kind of wraps it around her.
Oh, thanks. And it's go. Okay, let's see where'd these footprints go.
You see the footprints, the dragging sort of like weak footprints, making their way all the way down the hall. As the rooms are kind of more private, but there is a balcony overlooking. I would say that you guys can make a stealth check with advantage because people are distracted by the show below you, but they're only one floor below you, and there is a lantern shining, but since they're distracted.
Okay, 13 plus 4, 17.
That would be a 6. I assume I fall down the stairs.
Yeah, I mean, Sonari, you have the lantern, right?
Yes, she
I'm the
does.
one I have the lantern and I'm like hidden.
You've got a cloak now.
Yeah. I would say that Sonari manages to make it past the first maybe 5 doors, no problem. But as Maddie, you're trailing behind her, you trip over someone's luggage in the hall a little bit. It kind of lands with like a thud. You maybe see a couple people glance up, but in their mind they're like, she probably just renting a room here. So they turn their attention back to the thing, and someone's like, shut up!
Yeah. When she like trips over and she just falls and she just like stays very still on the ground. She's like
kind of like how Guy ran in under the table and landed on his stupid little cat body.
Wow.
Yeah. So yeah, you land, trip over some luggage someone left out in the hall. Someone tells you to shut up from below while they're switching performers, but otherwise, I mean, while that was not a great roll, it's just people are just, and that was with advantage.
I forgot about the advantage.
Yeah, because people are distracted by the show.
Okay, well, with advantage that would have been 11.
Yeah, I would say you don't.
It's
trip
still
over
not
the
great, but
yeah, it's still not amazing. But people don't really notice you. Maybe your shoes are a little louder on the wood, but you're learning from Sonari how to step quieter. Yeah, so
yeah, just like
you're good.
with your toes.
Yeah, because I'm still wearing heels.
Okay. Oh, fun. As Gentle gets up after Viola, she goes, Viola, that was absolutely beautiful. Who knew that we had a voice like that here in the lower edge? And everybody just kind of like cheering, like, woo, like, let's go. And Viola's just like blushing. She goes, oh my gosh, thanks so much. And she goes to sit down with the people who are at a table, who I kind of mentioned last week. They got a little table set up with trying to raise money for Found Familiar, just to add on a new wing for all the animal familiars who lost their owners. So as she goes, sits down there, some people get up, they're like, oh my gosh, you're so good, was like that. And then Gentle gets up, she goes, all right, for our next one, this man needs no introduction, you've seen him before. We are going to welcome Jasper to the stage. And as she kind of moves to the side, Jasper hops up. He kind of gives Gentle like a hug, and she's like, oh yeah, like that. But then he goes and stands in front, and he goes, ladies and gentlemen, I hope that my performance tonight does not overshadow any of our other very wonderful performers, but I understand if some might slip from your mind. And he kind of glances at Caius before he kind of reaches towards his hip there. He takes out a tiny little vial of something as he turns real quick, shoots it back. And you kind of see the air around him shiver a little bit, and you hear people being like, ooh. But he multiplies into 3 of him, and they are all kind of independent of him, and he starts to sing a very popular bard kind of tune, a little raunchy, but there's 3 of them, and there are some fangirls in the audience who are just losing their minds over his performance, and he's just playing it up as a bard does, winking and like blowing kisses. And if you guys up on the balcony can give me another stealth check so you can make it the next 5 doors, that would be fantastic.
Yeah. As he starts talking, I just kind of just go, I turn to Maddie and go, is it that Jasper on stage?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, it's that git. And then I'm just like, Oh god, his fans are so annoying. They drink all the good shit, and I'm pretty sure like at least a third of them aren't even of drinking age. We can't tell because they're elves. I just, I'm just having like
elves.
I need to find an elf to ask. Oh, I met one at the party. I could have asked him. Oh, by the way, I rolled 19.
Nice.
Okay, 18.
Nice, you guys make it through, no problem. After Jasper is done performing and girls are done swooning and people are picking them up off the ground, Gentle steps up on stage. She goes like, well, that was definitely something. Let's give it up for Jasper. She goes, now the next one is a personal favorite of mine. I want to welcome Gaius to the stage. Gaius, get up here. I'm so excited. Let's go! You hear a very enthusiastic someone in the back go, whoop! Oh,
Hey,
fucking go.
He just gets on the stage where he has a hype man going for him.
Let's go!
And just like, I'm gonna take the chance the fact that like everyone's yelling to join in my own cheer because you're not gonna tell where it's from. I'm just like, let's go, G-Man!
Let's go, G-string!
You see, I didn't want to go there. That's Molden's fault. I also couldn't remember. You.
G-string, like on your lute.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right where that was going for.
I laughed so hard, I blurred out.
You laughed so hard he went into witness protection.
The Shadow Realm.
Alright. Gaius, you get up on stage.
And as he's walking up on stage, he's gonna scan the crowd. And he's looking for, how to say this, the most gossip heavy people in the audience. Like people he knows have their nose in every piece of information, like in the lower edge. And he's looking for looking for like at least 4 of them.
Sure. You would probably see that there would be a couple reporters from the Sargentine Post here. Just because they enjoy reporting on these things, but also like Sargentine Idol is something that even some of the nobles up in the upper crust know about. So you could definitely target them. There's like a young blonde human with like really curly hair, 2 tieflings, and I would say like 1 half elf there. They're all kind of at a table together, drinking and watching, kind of making notes.
Okay. With his target selected.
What are you gonna do to me?
He just kind of like, he walks up and he just gives Gentle just a very respectful bow. Doesn't try to hug her or anything like that. It's sort of cringe. You don't hug the host. And he doesn't say anything to begin with, like doesn't do an introduction and just goes right into a song.
This man needs no introduction.
And the song itself is like laced, sort of like laced with innuendo, to where it's sort of making reference to the happenings, the poisoning back at the estate, trying to see if he can't bring out any sort of guilt in somebody in the audience. But Gaius being Gaius and not wanting to keep it in there, it's going to be like a very almost like jazzy style song, and he's going to do like a quasi like strip tease with it as he's playing. Like, and this isn't like, he's not even just staying on the stage, he's going in, he's walking through the audience and everything like that. And as he's performing, he's going to use a mantle of inspiration and target those 4 individuals.
All I can think is that he's doing a quasi striptease jazz music style about the poisoning while their 2 kids are in the audience.
I at first I was like, oh, I was kind of hoping that like Maddie would be in the audience for Gaius's thing, and now I'm very glad that she is not.
Oh, you are lucky that she wasn't, because I had plans on what he was gonna do.
So wait, these 4 reporters, they get 5 temporary hit points?
Let's see. Oh no, this isn't the one I was gonna use. Damn. No, it's not Mantle of Inspiration.
Really nice of you.
No,
Way to
it's
support journalists.
It's enthralling performance. No.
Okay.
This is Gaius empowering himself with seductive fey magic. Yeah, because I select a number of people equal to my charisma modifier, which is 4.
What's your spell save DC?
My spell save DC is yes. Spell save DC is 14.
Okay. Give me 1 second. Okay. As you're performing, and I'm so sorry, I do have to ask, how stripped are we talking about here? This is a kind of a family establishment. Some people bring their children.
He doesn't get it's not to the point to where it's like a strip club or anything like that. He's pretty much like tossed the hat and he tossed the jacket and the shirt is a little unbuttoned. That's about it. There's no.
That's fine.
He's not like ripping his pants off or anything like that.
Okay. Yeah, so I guess I would say give me a performance check.
Uh, 24.
Yeah, it's a absolutely enthralling performance, and I would say that not everybody really picks up on the probably the message you're trying to get. I mean, some people have obviously heard about what happened at the Partington estate, but if you look out on the sea of people, you don't really see anybody looking guilty. More like interested and obviously just captivated with your performance. I would say of those 4 that you targeted, 2 of them are just stars in their eyes, like the sun shines out of your ass. They're like scribbling notes, just talking about how incredible your performance is. 2 of them are kind of like confused why they're like salivating over you. But they're like, yeah, I mean, he's good, but what is okay? Why are you acting like this? But otherwise, yeah, you managed to get 2 of those reporters. But otherwise, it's a really fantastic performance. And when you end, the whole place just erupts into like a thunderous applause. Even Kaiman Sowell just was looking very approvingly, and even Marcus is like, that was bloody good. That was actually really good. So yeah, anything you do after your performance?
He gets up on stage and gives another bow. And as he leaves, he goes and sits with those 2 reporters.
And it's at a table of the 4 of them, so they're not like separate or anything. As you sit down, they both kind of go like, they lean forward like, oh my goodness, like your performance was amazing. Like I've never seen anything like that. Like where did you learn how to do music like that? Like that's amazing. And the 2 of them are like, hey man, good job.
Why, thank you. I have a couple questions for you all. You all being music to my ears. You all being reporters for the city and everything, you have your ear rather low to the ground, right?
They nod.
Have you heard whisperings? Have you seen anyone suspicious coming and going from this establishment? I know it's a very broad question, but I'm not talking about anybody, say, who is drunk or looks like they're down on their luck. Talking about somebody who has something to hide.
As you say that, two of the reporters open their mouths to be like, absolutely, but one of the other ones, who's one of the tieflings, they go like, sorry, why? Do you want to know? I mean, we don't really share.
It's for the utmost importance of the city.
Give me 1 second. Would this have anything to do with the plague that's going around or the murder?
I don't think it has anything to do with the plague, or when you say murder, there are murders all over the city every day. You're going to be a little more specific on that one.
There's only one that people are really talking about. It's Lord Partington. And the journalist kind of leans forward. He goes, do you know something about that? Because if so, I'd love to ask you some questions yourself.
I don't know much about it. It's just that I held Lord Partington in the highest regard, and I'm trying to do what I can to help his family. So any information...
Why you? Out of curiosity. Aren't you just like a teller of tales and singer here?
I am many things, but I am a friend to the city as well. And we lost a great man today and a friend to everyone here.
Because did you know Lord Partington well?
Not...
Why were you there the night that he died? I'm assuming you were, the way you're talking about it. Or am I wrong?
Well, I am somebody of a high-ranking family. But...
And one of them elbows the other, goes like, he's a Tybalt. It's like, oh, okay. Sorry, I didn't clock that you were of the same Tybalt family. My bad.
I try not to make it too apparent. But I'm just trying to locate this individual.
And they go, well, we should be asking you questions. Like, do you have any leads at all? We've been kept virtually in the dark about this.
That you'd have to talk to the wings about. Last thing I need is anyone of an official sense coming after me spreading misinformation. Or having the information wrong, or because I've only heard information secondhand. Last thing you need to do is start a panic.
One of them leans forward, they go like, we would never do that for you, like ever. Like we would only tell the truth about how amazing and handsome and wonderfully vocally talented you are, and probably in other aspects of your life as well. You just have the talents everywhere.
Is he kind of like regrets using that ability of his. He's like, I thank you for that. That is very kind coming from such a beautiful individual.
She faints. One of the girls like, what the hell?
Sometimes I'm just too good.
I will say that this is the one that rolled the lowest.
As he looks to the other one that sort of failed the save, like, any information at all that you can give me would be a big help. It's important that I find them first.
This tiefling man kind of sighs and they go like, I apologize, Mr. Tybalt, but I can't be giving away my sources like this. I will say that haven't really heard much. They're really trying to keep this covered up. But if you say that we can talk to the wings, we might be able to corroborate certain things, follow up on leads, etc. But
you haven't talked to the police force of the city after something like that happened?
We've been talking to Constable Fairchild, but kind of a tough nut to crack. We weren't aware that the wings were going to be fully involved in this. Usually they're just for like protection or just keeping peace in the streets. I know that Constable Fairchild is kind of helping lead this investigation.
You would be the one to pick on then.
Mm-hmm. Which we have been, but he's not really giving us anything. In fact, I believe he told us to get off his lawn.
Yeah, that sounds like him.
They go, well, and he kind of reaches his hand forward. He goes, my name's River. I work for the Sargenty Post. If you ever need anything, he kind of reaches into his pocket, hands you a card. He goes, just send me a letter. Or even stop by.
I'll do that. Is she gonna be okay?
Oh, you know, she's an intern. She's still kind of learning, and with all the respect in the world, she's not the brightest bulb I've ever met. So, which is why they kind of put her under my wing, since I am head reporter at the Sargenty Post.
Gaius?
It was a good performance, though.
Thank you. With the weak link identified to him,
Shut up.
he's going to like, as he's like, I must go back to the individuals that I came in with. It's rude to ignore them. And as he gets up, he's going to like slide a piece of paper into like the wrist of the intern, into like the wrist of her clothing, and it's going to be his home address.
Okay. Are you trying to be stealthy about this?
Oh yeah, totally.
Oh, okay. Roll me a stealth check since you're doing it right in front of River.
Can I make it sleight of hand?
Absolutely, yeah, sorry.
Okay.
Does he also check for a wedding ring?
Nope.
Remember,
That's
he's
gonna
after
be
the married one.
That's gonna be a 19.
Okay, that's fine. As you get up to leave, he kind of goes to like grab your wrist really quick, but he knocks over a flagon of his ale. He goes like, "Oh shit!" and he's trying to mop it up. As he does that, you can like slip the your home address into her sleeve. And he goes like, "I'm so sorry. I just wanted to ask, are there any wings people that you would recommend talking to? Since you said that they're kind of leading this investigation."
Honestly,
go straight to the source.
Your best bet is to wear Fairchild down. Like, going anywhere higher is going to cause even more of a jam. And you know how the wings operate sometimes. You don't want them to kill the story. Keep bugging Fairchild, he'll crack at some point in time.
I don't think he will.
I think he
is
will.
Tough nut.
I think he
tried
will.
everything. Flirting, bribery, everything. I'm fresh out of ideas.
Let me see what I can do.
And he holds his hand out to shake yours.
And he,
You are. I'm glad I met you.
I'm glad I met you.
And then you want to head back to your table?
Yep.
Okay, cool. As you do that, while you get up, Gentle kind of stands in front of everyone. She goes, "All right, guys, as we are winding down for the night, we have a last performer. I didn't quite catch your name." And the very tall, willowy veiled person quietly steps on stage. You see that and this is, you can tell by, Gentle goes, "I didn't quite catch your name, hun." You can tell that this is a woman, and with the dress, she writes down on her slate, and she turns the slate around, and it says Angharad on it. She goes, "Angharad, this is Angharad, everyone, and she's going to be singing a song for us. Is this your first time with us?" And Angharad looks down at her slate, erases it, and writes something on it, turns it around, and you can see it says, "Yes, first time." She goes, "Well," you can see Gentle is just at a loss, like just confused how this person who's not speaking is gonna be singing. She goes, "Well, we're really excited to see what you got for us, Angharad. Everybody give it up." And some people are like clapping, confused, but Angharad quietly steps out on the stage. Again, veiled, can't see any features. She writes on her slate really quick. And then turns around, she goes, "Bear with me, it takes me a minute." And then she sets the slate down on the ground. And she kind of raises her hands in the air. And you can kind of see the air shimmering around her fingers. Almost like, and you can hear kind of a scratchy tone. Like it's kind of almost kind of tuning a lute. Or for people who don't live in this dimension and live in our dimension, the real people, it sounds like the tuning of a radio almost. And she's kind of holding her hands out, kind of adjusting her hands, trying to find where she's landing. And people are kind of talking amongst themselves, looking very confused. And all of a sudden, you can hear from under the veil a voice coming out. A singer, someone singing. And it's a very high, very clear, beautiful voice, kind of like mountain air, one might compare it to. But it's not a woman's voice, it's a man's voice. And you can hear the lyrics are kind of unlike anything you've ever heard before, as she's holding her hands here, and you can see reverberations from her hand, almost like radio waves. And the song coming out, you can hear the lyrics are like, "Almost heaven," and you hear something strange you never heard before called West Virginia? Blue Ridge Mountains, Shenandoah River, and everybody's like, so either in states of confusion or like enthrallment as she continues to, almost like, Lilo and Stitch, where he puts his finger on the record, kind of like that. And everybody starts clapping along as the song's going, and it's unlike any music you've ever heard because it's not of this dimension. But it's very beautiful. And as the song ends, she puts her hands back down, kind of sways a little bit, but goes to grab her slate. She writes down, "Thank you." And everybody's clapping for her, and she steps off stage and goes to sit off to the side with her hands folded in front of her. Not betraying any emotion, just sitting there almost as if she had just walked in and ordered a drink. And Gentle gets up on stage, she goes, "That was amazing. I have never seen anything like that before. Everybody, we're going to take a quick break. Angara, thank you so much. That was incredible. We're going to deliberate between us judges on this year's winner of Sargenty and Idol, and we'll be back in about half an hour." And so then the lights come back on, everybody kind of talks among themselves, orders are being put in for drinks. Real quick before we go back to Effie and Denari and what everybody else is doing, let's take a break, because I gotta pee.
Yeah.
All right.
Did she just summon John Denver?
Yeah.
just radio waves sinking in. Oh wait, nope, that's not country rock. No, hold on.
California girl. She's like, nope, not
Nope,
that one.
not that one.
All right. Well, I really have to go to the bathroom,
Yep.
so we'll be back
We
in like
will-
10 minutes or so.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. Bye.
I had to go. Wireless headphones. About it. Koala hug, hold the ketchup packet. Literally hold the ketchup packet. Is right.
All right. Everyone's waiting. Don't need to be me. At my door, please. Me too. And we are back.
Yay.
All right. Did everybody have fun at Sargenty and Idle?
Yes.
Yeah.
It was great.
That was exhausting.
Proud of you.
Um,
You performed like so many times.
I know. I kind of rigged the votes too, so
Oh,
'cause I'm
We-
also the judges and I'm the audience.
We all know that the little emo gnome is the one who wins.
Ah.
So all dark aside, who I personally on a deep level really hate, we are back.
Wow.
I don't like him. Hope he
Yeah,
falls
I'm right
down.
there with you.
Yeah, I hope he
I'd have
falls
booed him
down.
off the stage.
Yeah. Which is very, like, not very proper of you. Do you kind of just indulge
A little bit.
a little bit?
Look, oh my god,
As
really?
the performances go on, there's more and more indulging.
That's
think-
good.
I think at the very end, the radio lady, I think she probably got a standing ovation.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Oh, that's sweet.
That's lovely. He's got a heart, chat. He's got a heart. Yeah, so there's gonna be like a 30-minute interlude while the judges are deliberating.
Oh no.
Oh,
Oh, there they go. Buttons. They push buttons.
You good, fam?
I missed what our Belriel would do like throughout the night, and like everyone was freezing, so I just disconnected and reconnected.
Gotcha.
Seems to be okay now.
He said that he would have given the radio lady Angharad a standing ovation. And she's frozen. Oh,
And frozen
no.
again.
God damn.
Did you hear it? There. Technical difficulties.
Wouldn't be a BRP stream without them.
Mm.
that reminds me, I need to order my computer today.
Mm.
I called Raven Tech Support and had them choose all the parts and everything. Now it's up to me just to put in the order.
Right on.
Are you guys wanting to do anything in this half-hour of free time?
Hmm.
I will say that Avros and Marina were kind of just sitting at the bar for this. You do have Marcus, who's kind of just sitting by himself. Gentle is kind of deliberating between the other two judges, Sonari and Maddie are upstairs. So go ahead. What were you gonna say, Fox?
I think once the performances are done, I'm going to buy a round of drinks for our table
Okay.
and keep them coming.
Okay. No problem. Dev looks hazzled because he's the only one running the bar while Gentle is the judge. But he nods and says no problem, and he starts bringing out rounds of drinks for you guys.
But I myself am not drinking.
Oh, okay. No problem. Anybody else?
Hmm. I think I will indulge in more drinking. Just because when the hell does Arby do this? Hell yeah.
Okay. Gaius?
Gaius is sitting there just like a little puzzled as to how the last performer was able to do something like that, and he's just like scratching his mind trying to figure it out.
And as you look across the room, you see she's just sitting there, quietly, veil on, can't see her face, dressed all in black, hands folded across her lap, with her little writing thing on her lap. Not really talking to anybody.
He's gonna go over to her. I have to say, your performance was amazing. How were you able to do something like that? Like magic?
You can see her do like a deep breath, like, and she starts to write on her thing. First off, she goes, "Thank you." And then she rubs that out. She writes again. She goes, "Your performance was amazing. I'm actually a big fan of yours." Rubs it out. Continues to write. She writes for a while there, maybe about a minute. And when she puts it up, really small writing, trying to detail as much as possible. And it says, "I've had magic since I was very little. My parents sent me to school. I learned how to traverse other dimensions and listen in on music in conversations from worlds outside ours. Sometimes it happens involuntarily, and I might say stuff I don't mean to, but it's not me. Mainly, I just like listening to music from other worlds."
Like he'll sit down like either across from her or next to her. He's like, "That is amazing to be able to hear music from other worlds, other dimensions. What's it like?"
She goes and writes again. As she turns around, she goes, "It's really incredible. One of my favorite things. I like to find singers I enjoy from other worlds and tune in to see how they're doing."
Is this magic something that you were taught, or is this just like something that you yourself can do?
And it says, "I've had magical inclinations since I was a baby. Sometimes when I would cry, my voice would tune into another dimension and it would sound like music."
You are fascinating.
It says, "That's high praise coming from you, Mr. Tybalt."
It's the truth. That performance was, I don't want to sound, I don't want this to come off as a pun, but it was out of this world.
You see her kind of like snort a little, like, she goes, "I appreciate puns."
If you do end up winning, you will see me in the front row for your shows. I look forward to seeing you perform.
Turns around and goes, "There's no way I'm winning next to the great Gaius Tybalt. You're pretty famous."
Fame, yes, but out of the two of our performances, I can personally say that you outclassed me.
He goes, "Well, I guess we'll let the judges decide. Either way, I will be in the front row for your performances too."
And he's gonna hang out with her
Okay.
until, just like making small talk and whatnot as this whole thing is going on.
Okay. You know her name is Angharad. You guys kind of talk about small things here and there. Angharad is 21 years old. She kind of looks a little hesitant, but I think just how you're talking, she opens up to you a little more as the night goes. You can tell she's a bit of a shy person. And she goes, writes something down. She turns around towards you. She goes, "Can I tell you a secret?"
Of course.
"I snuck out of my house to be here."
That makes you and about 4 other people I know.
What a relief.
Like, as he like looks around, he's like, if anybody looks like they're a fish out of water in here, they're probably from a higher house and they've snuck out.
Count me as one of those. My parents would never approve of me being here.
Parents never want us to have any fun.
Well, I'm having a great time.
As am I.
Okay, and as you're talking, you can kind of, as she writes, sometimes she's so highly focused that you can hear little, like, tidbits of music or like someone saying something from under her veil, and she kind of holds her hand up as in like an I'm sorry way, like that didn't mean for that to happen, but it happens occasionally. So but you guys have a very lovely talk. Angharad is a very friendly person. Anybody else doing anything before we head over to Sonari and Maddie? All right. As we go to Sonari and Maddie, you guys, just one more stealth check. You guys can do it with advantage because everybody's really busy, but to traverse the last 3 doors to get to Gentle's room where you're following the footsteps.
Yep.
Oops.
18.
And +4, 19.
Perfect. Nobody even knows you were there. You guys come across Gentle's room, and the footsteps lead right there. They're kind of dragged there a little bit, like very stuttering steps. And as you step into Gentle's room, you can see that it's a very modest room. She's got her own bed, a little bookshelf, closet. She also got a little desk there with some like more office work there, stuff she might have brought up from downstairs. I mean, it's a very simple room.
We're walking to go. Like, do we see where if the footprints continue in this room or?
Well, first off, who's got the lantern?
Me.
I do need you to make a Constitution saving throw, or a Constitution check, I guess. What did we decide on last time? Was it a saving throw?
The first check is Arcana. The second check is Constitution, but the Constitution is lower DC.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little easier to maintain.
Yeah. So Constitution check on maintaining the lamp.
I don't have any.
It'd be like a Constitution.
I don't have any.
save.
I don't have any. I don't have any modifier for my Constitution, so that's just a straight 5.
Oof,
Yeah. As you go into the room, I'm really sorry. The light goes out, kind of flickers. It might be because like the cold got to you, or the lantern's just being stubborn. But it
was mad.
was mad.
The lantern still hasn't me forgiven telling it to stop being a little bitch. So I'm just
Yeah.
like, oh, fine.
So
But Maddie, do you want to try? Do you want to try the lantern?
Yeah, I'll try again.
Okay.
It likes you better.
This time I'm like kind of petting it a little bit, just kind of like it's just checking in. It's okay.
You can kind of feel it let out a little purr / shiver.
18.
Fantastic. Well, flickers right back on for Maddie, kind of like a hey, fuck you to Effie almost. And you see that the lantern casts its kind of sickly green glow once you've caught your breath from the cold invading your chest. And the footsteps kind of seem to go all over the room, like sitting down on the bed, kind of like walking around from a chair where they might have gotten sat to like sitting on the bed. Guess you could do like, if you want to give me an investigation check with advantage, you can kind of maybe see where they're coming from. I would say that it's yeah, you could probably do that. Because you got the lantern, Maddie.
I'm sorry, I missed that Discord.
Oh no.
Sorry.
I was saying, give me an investigation check with advantage because you have the lamp.
Investigation. Got it. With advantage.
Mm-hmm.
So glad for the advantage. It was a dirty 20.
Nice. You see that the footsteps kind of meander around, but they seem to go up to a bookshelf and just kind of stop there.
Are you gonna
Investigation on the.
You're frozen and you look so mad.
Everyone is freezing.
Sorry.
No.
It's the Discord server. It seems to be acting up.
Yeah.
Should we exit and hop back in? Maybe it's your guys' internet because it's working fine for me.
I had Discord issues yesterday as well.
Yeah. Like mine is working fine. Fingers crossed it stays like that.
I'm hardwired into the.
Mm-hmm. It's
into the
Discord.
internet.
It's your Discord is all it is. It is a fickle program.
So can I do an investigation on the bookshelf to see if there's any like books that were like that? I'm thinking there's a secret door behind the bookshelf, like I've read in
Sure, you can do an investigation check.
I see you doing it, you just like, and I'm just like, oh, you looking for the secret door? Oh, I love this shit. And so like, I can assist her with the
You're
assist of the
assisting?
book. Yeah.
So I get advantage then. That would be 14.
You go up to this bookshelf. There's a lot of books on it. Some of them cooking books. Some of them like spicy romance reads.
Oh, he's a Gaius.
Yep, I was gonna say, is there any guys books?
Of course, Gentle's one of his biggest fans. As you're kind of moving your hand around, pulling on books, what's really happening? You do find some good book recommendations that catch your eye.
Ooh.
The Dragon's Boy toy? Oh, damn. He's into something.
Jesus Christ.
Hmm.
You're carrying on a tradition here. All the smut books.
Now, I'm pretty sure that there is like a door behind this. Can I cast knock on it?
Do you have knock?
I do.
Okay. Where are you casting knock?
On the bookshelf.
But like where on the bookshelf? Like at a particular book in particular, or just like at the whole thing in general?
At the whole thing in general.
Okay. All right. You can cast knock on it, and you hear a click, but nothing happens.
So there is something here. Listen, Genty isn't exactly the richest of people, like, you know, to afford things that were like, maybe we just push the bookshelf.
Okay.
Okay, and they're just like, together we can just push it out of the way. Come on. We 2 noodle arms can equal, like, regular strength arm. Let's go.
For sure. I will say that when you cast the spell, there is a loud knock, audible from as far away as 300 feet, that emanates from the target object. But you can definitely try pushing it while What would that be? What would that be? Kind of like, would that be athletics? Or just strength in general, like a strength check?
They're just
Are you guys
pushing
really
it, right?
strong?
No.
I like to think that the two of us together equal like an advantage of sorts.
Sure. You can roll with advantage.
Oh, straight 19. Let's see if I can get a 20. Come on.
Nat 20.
Nice. As you guys are
Plus 1 for
pushing
21.
on, as you guys are pushing on this bookshelf, you can hear it straining and groaning. Maddie's got muscles you've never seen before. They just kind of popped out of nowhere.
I had a mission. This is a secret mission.
Yes, but as you're pushing on it, it's like straining and trying to open, but it's almost like it's being held in place by something.
But I cast knock.
I understand.
I know.
It's almost like there's a lock holding it open, holding it closed. And on knock, it doesn't work on all locks, only one at a time.
So I would need to cast knock again.
Yeah, and you can make another really loud noise if you like.
God.
Alright, maybe
Dude! Dude! Someone trying to break down the wall?
I'm gonna do something here.
Oh, there is a rainstorm outside. Something got knocked over in the rain.
Yeah, there is the rainstorm outside.
Okay.
And it is very busy tavern.
yeah. Like, you know, and there are doors all over the place. Like, you know, and we're in a room. Like, you know, it's gotta be muffled a little bit. Come on.
Either that or you hear everybody down the hallway in a different room just say come in because somebody's knocking on their door.
Come in? Echo.
And then-
echo.
And then another knock, and they're like, God.
Oh no!
Oh, no.
Sorry, robot.
There you go.
There we go.
We're back.
Didn't hear what you said.
It was gonna be
Fine.
God damn it.
Yeah.
I'm not saying you can't do that. If you have the spells, you can do it.
Fuck it. Yeah.
Okay. You cast
come this
knock
way
a
from
second
nothing.
time, and you hear a second lock click, kind of, and then the door slides. The bookshelf slides to the side.
I just like I
Fine.
like to imagine that like Sanari was leaning on it as like, you know, she was like, oh, God, this is so hard to do, and then you unclick it and I go, what?
Yeah. A second knock reverberates throughout the tavern again, but nobody really seems to notice. Like you said, could just be someone up on one of the other rooms. Someone could be setting down their flagon too hard, etc. Yeah, the bookshelf moves to the side, and you see a slightly smaller room. And before you, there's a little kind of ratty cot on the ground. There are bandages everywhere. Kind of bloodied, like old ones. Like someone had tried to like change their wound dressings. Doesn't look great.
I will pocket some bandages, if that's okay.
Ew. Okay, sure. It's gross as hell.
No, I know, but like, can't you do like magic
It's-
on it to like see the blood
you?
and? I mean, I can't. That's why I said, can't you? Just in general, of like, can't someone do?
Are you talking about the
Magic.
GM?
I mean, there are necromancers in the world. We know that much.
We do know a very powerful necromancer.
Mm.
Who?
Holt.
Yeah. Okay. Give me 1 second here. Can I get a
So-
perception check from you guys?
Yeah, I was gonna 14.
Perception. 16.
As you're looking in this room, You see, like I said, the bloodied bandages. You see a ratty old cot. You see some, like, plate that has leftover, like, bread and cheese on it. The old Russian, or not Russian, French Revolutionary dinner. Vive la France, shit like that. Someone who was living here was living very sparse. I would say, Effie, what did you get on your perception?
I got a 14.
Okay. Effie, you notice that there are some very familiar things lying on the ground. They're like these decorative feathers. And you know that these are the feathers that you've seen them on people you know. They're decorative on armor, members of the Eyes.
Oh, that bitch. I'm just like, I pick up one of the feathers. I'm just going. How's that? Okay. I pocket the feathers and I pocket the feather. I'm just like, okay, and I'm just gonna do a quick investigation of the room to make sure there isn't anything that I've missed. Just because, like, you know, if a member of the Eyes is involved, I'm like, you know, don't trust that they're, like, you know, that they've not, like, left something.
Can I get another perception check, specifically from Maddie? Oh, actually from the both of you.
18.
Dirty 20.
Okay.
You and your dirty 20s, jeez.
It's... I'm not gonna say anything, don't want to jinx it.
Yep.
As you guys are looking in this room, are you guys talking to each other or doing anything other than pocketing the bloody bandages and the feathers?
I'm kind of like keeping a little bit quiet, like trying to focus. But if Maddie's talking to me, I'm listening.
No, not really saying too much in regards to it. So the footsteps led to this, like, led inside, right? Is there an additional exit? Okay.
As you're looking in this room, Maddie, you feel a really cold blade pressed to your throat from someone from behind.
I feel like she's like, oh, if the footsteps led in here, there has to be an exit here, and then like, just stops talking immediately.
Immediately I turn around.
Maddie, you don't see this person because if you turn your head, your neck would get sliced. But they're pressing a blade pretty close to your neck, and they have like an arm around you to kind of keep you in place. But Sonari, as you turn around, you lock eyes with a person. They are a little bloodied from a head wound on their head, but you recognize this person from your years in the Eyes, and he recognizes you. He's got very dark skin. His kind of littered with scars here and there. He's got one scar across his eye, and he's got white hair that's kind of pulled back into like kind of a bun with locks. And he goes, "What are you doing here?" And you know this is Gabriel Novris, and he is head of the Eyes.
Gabe, what are you doing? What am I doing? What are you doing here?
Who's your friend?
Maddie?
Maddie?
Hi, my name's Maddie.
This is Maddie. She's fine. She's alright. Put the knife.
I can't do that. What are you doing here?
Investigating. You know,
Investigating.
my job. And you can
job?
see, like, I've sobered. You can see that Sonari is immediately sobered up. Like, she's not fucking around and being a dipshit anymore. She's like, I'm doing my job. What are you doing?
Your job involves helping these rich families.
I almost wanted to say she's not rich, but I could just, like, you know, I'm not gonna fall. Like, you know, there's no way that I'm not gonna, like, you know, I can bullshit him. I'm just like, we're not here for the rich family. I'm here investigating the Partingtons.
Exactly. And he kind of
You know-
tightens his grip on Maddie, and he moves her into kind of a corner of the room. Maddie, are you fighting this at all, or?
She's frozen in fear. She lets out like a little squeak.
Listen, it's not. I need them. You don't harm her. We harm her. I lose my lead in helping Papa. You know about.
Can you use your common sense for 2 seconds here and kind of figure out what's going on?
What have you done?
What are we gonna do about your friend?
I was drunk. I didn't see anything. I just wanted to watch Gaius' performance. I was not upstairs at all.
You're an okay
See?
liar. Yeah. Can you
I
give
have an
me-
amazing persuasion.
Then do it.
And I can confirm she's had her first drink tonight. Never drunk before. What the fuck's she gonna remember?
I
She
don't
looks at
normally
you.
drink at all. Usually
He
I
looks
drink
at you
tea.
very disapprovingly. He goes, "What in the hell do you think you're doing, Sonari?"
Thank God. Okay. 24 total.
He looks at Sonari and goes, "What in the hell do you think you're doing?"
Investigate.
Quickly now. So when you got a message that one of our own has been compromised, you just continued on as usual?
I didn't continue on as usual. Haisung is going to the meeting for me. I was investigating because I figured it had something to do with this.
He loosens his grip on Maddie and he sits you down on the bed. He goes, "If you move, I just want to let you know, I move a lot faster."
He's not kidding. Don't move.
And he kind of, you can see he's injured. And he goes, "What have you uncovered so far and what have you shared with everybody?"
I haven't shared shit. But we were following the footsteps from whoever framed Obadiah. You know, who is not a rich person, who is a poor person being framed by a bunch of rich people. You know, fits our code, you know? So don't accuse me of protecting the rich. Frick. And it's the confidence that you say of someone that you've grown up with, like, you know, you wouldn't say this, but I grew up with this guy, so he's like basically a weird uncle.
Yes. Being that as it may, he is still technically your superior.
Yeah, I 100% deserve, like, you know, to be smacked about the head for this, but like,
I know that you and Haisung kind of like to do whatever you want to do and just be damned the consequences for anybody else cleaning up your messes, but I'm going to tell you what you're going to do right now. And the same goes for you. And he looks at Maddie. If you want your friend here to not leave with her throat in half, you're gonna go downstairs. Are you with anybody else? Are you lying? Maddie? Oh, she's frozen.
She froze.
Yep. I missed the "Are you with anyone else?" and she like shook her head no, but I missed.
Are you gonna do a deception check on that? Because technically you're with everybody.
Did Sonari say anything or no?
I was saying I arrived here alone.
Got it. Okay.
I
So
need deception
Because it's
checks
not a
from both
lie.
of
I
you.
arrived by myself.
Yeah, I need deception checks from both of you. I'm having fun, guys.
Ooh, I'm a plus
This is-
5 on deception. I'm a lying little bitch.
my persuasion is better, but
Dirty 20.
I got a 15.
And he goes, so you've just been investigating this all by yourself? I find that hard to believe. And where did you get an item like that? And he points to the lantern. If you're lying to me, it's not going to be nice. It's not going to be pretty for you.
He's asking Maddie this?
He's asking Sonari.
Got it from a contact. New
Yeah, from a
contact.
And you guys are just
Yeah.
grouping up together. You found each other at this tavern.
It's can I do a insight check on like whether I trust him, because I have no I have no real reason to trust him right now, but she also knows that she doesn't, her instinct is to lie. She doesn't know if she should.
Understood. You can definitely do an insight check.
Yeah. Please be wise for once. +1, 17.
You know from your history with Gabriel, he is... How old are you, Sonari?
25-ish.
He's only a couple years older than you, but his heart and soul is the Eyes. He helped put it together, some of the older members of the Eyes. He is very righteous in his thinking on the rich are taking advantage of everyone in the lower edge, and he wouldn't just... You know that he doesn't do anything without reason.
Fine. Haisung and I went to the Partington estate the night that he died. We were investigating.
What were
something
you
else.
investigating? Quickly now.
I'm trying to find a way to save Papa.
He kind of grimaces. He goes, "Ah, yes. He's took a small turn the other night, but he's doing okay. He's
Has he been-
stable now. He just got confused. He got up and started walking around, but we had to just put him back to bed. But that's beside the point." He goes, "You should not have been there without being sanctioned to be at a place like that."
Yeah, I figured, but you know what? There is going to be very few chances for me to try and save him, and I needed I couldn't just wait around for I's approval for it. Besides, we're getting off point here. Yes, I was there. I happened to be there the night that he died. Sorry, my alarms went off.
Okay.
I happened to be there the night that he died, and Maddie is also a kind of witness, as of the couple of others. And
So you lied.
when I did arrive here alone,
But you're with other people.
She was with me. We agreed to meet up.
that's true.
You can even ask my parents. I told them that I would be with Sonari tonight. They don't know where I am because of this tavern being in the lower edge, but they know that I'm with Sonari tonight.
He kind of looks at you and goes like, "You look like... Why would someone like you ever set foot outside of your house for something like this? You look like you'd be scared of your bath time rubber ducky."
Oh, that's
Respectfully.
easy. She's got a crush.
She's got a crush
I'm trying to help her hook up.
with...
His
Come
name is
on.
Gaia.
And so you came here to make contact with Gaius, and he kind of presses his knife a little tighter into your throat.
To watch him perform at I almost said Sonari Idol. To watch him perform.
Come on, if you can hear them all downstairs. They're here for the Sargenty idol. Put them. You've said before that she's scared of her own shadow. What's she gonna do? Breathe?
But then you guys just came up here. It just doesn't make any sense. Regardless, if you guys are lying to me, we're going to have a big issue. But here's how it's going to go from now on. What is your name? Maddie?
Yes.
Maddie. What's your last name?
Fitzgerald.
And you see a look. Well, you can give me an insight check if you like.
Oh no.
Oh my. Contact.
Because I think Maddie is scared to lie again. She's like,
you should be scared.
Telling mostly truth. Yeah, absolutely should. Oh. Rolled a 1.
Oh no.
You see something like flash across his features, but you don't know what it is. But Sonari, if you want to do an insight check as well.
Please, and then tell me later.
Okay, so I got a 14.
You see a look of absolute rage cross his features at the mention of Maddie's last name.
I immediately, I want to, is it possible for me to, like, kind of just grab his wrist and hold it, like, you know, just, like, not to pull the knife, but hold him steady and just like, no, 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 no.
Don't
like
talk
a
to
cat?
me like I'm a dog. Don't talk to me like I'm a dog. I'm not going to do
No.
anything. I'm not going to do anything, Sonari, but I really can't believe you're just walking around with people like this. He goes, let go of my wrist, otherwise your friend's gonna be in a bit of trouble.
Like, I'm just like,
He kind of goes like, your friend? He goes, okay, so here's how it's gonna happen, Miss Fitzgerald. You're gonna go downstairs, you're gonna pretend like you enjoyed the rest of the show. Sonari, I want you to stick to her like glue. Later tonight, both of you are coming down to the Eyes headquarters. And Sonari, you will show her how to get there, but I don't want her to see how she gets there, so figure it out. We have to figure out what to do with you. Good. And I don't want a word of this to anybody else who's not an eye.
We won't say anything to anyone. Can I ask what the hell you're doing?
I'll tell you later tonight.
Fine. Can you put the knife away from her?
Why don't you guys leave first? Separately, and then I'll put my knife away.
I'm just okay. I gesture to Maddie.
And he gets up and like backs out of the room.
It was nice
just
to
like
meet
keeping
you. It was nice to meet you, Miss Fitzgerald.
She's just like nodding as she's walking. It's like can't say anything, and she doesn't want to say it's nice to meet him as well, so she's nodding and walking away.
And Sarah's just like kind of glaring at Gabriel and just like it's like it's the indignant anger that you get when you know that you've been caught doing something you don't want to do, you weren't supposed to do, but like you're too proud to admit it.
And as Maddie backs out and you both can hear her footsteps disappear, Gabe turns to you and he goes, I think one of the things we can definitely talk about later, once you're back at Eyes headquarters, is whether you have a future here with the Eyes. Does that sound good to you?
Seriously.
Yeah, seriously.
I just shake my head and I just like storm out of the room.
Do you shut the door behind you?
No, I'm tempted to close the door behind me and just hope it locks him in, but I'm also like, you know, I'm already in enough trouble, so I just went. I just like storm. I might slam Genty's actual bedroom door behind me in a moment of like, you know, immaturity, like, you know, but like no, I just leave.
Okay.
I follow Maddie.
All right. What are you guys doing?
Oh my god.
I go to her and I'm just like, I go back. I go to where Maddie is and I'm just like, are you okay?
You knew him.
Unfortunately.
Would Maddie know about who the eyes are?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it's pretty common knowledge that the eyes are kind of like an underground resistance group. It's pretty widely believed in the lower edge that the ruling class or the upper crust or these oligarchs, so to speak, are taking advantage of the lower class in various sort of ways, whether it's through labor or just other things in general. So this is kind of an underground resistance group that's kind of dedicated to fighting back against that.
So he's...
I think she's frozen.
I guess saving my life.
Sorry, Matt. You kind of cut out there, Kat. I was like a very profound pause. I'm like, wow, this is intense.
Yeah.
And frozen again.
Oh no.
It's Discord being Discord.
Yeah.
Discord, why? Why, Discord, why?
Maybe exit and reload Discord again. Maybe exit and reload Discord real quick.
Yeah.
If that doesn't work, I can also try swapping our connection server from automatic to a specific one.
Probably a good idea.
Yeah, West first.
Okay. So,
yeah.
He's part of the eyes. You're part of the eyes. Did you just tell him that you were investigating stuff about your father, or were you really invited to the party?
I haven't been honest about mostly everything.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I'll just take her by the hand and I pull her to the side a bit more. Let's go. No, I wasn't invited. I sung, never fell. No, he was. He's a friend. He's a contact. He got me in pretending to be his. My real name is Sinari Villiers. And I don't tell many people that, but considering where we're going to be going tonight, I have a feeling that you'll never tell people that either.
I want to go.
I know. And I don't
You're
want
gonna
you
kill
to go.
me.
No, I'm not going to let that happen. We'll find a way to deal with it. Gabe is a bit of a, well, let's just say that the stick up his ass like reaches about his throat. So like, you know.
Yeah, exactly where the knife was on mine. He was going to kill me. I know it sounds funny, but like she is freaking the fuck out.
I know. Listen. I understand that, and believe me, when I was first starting out, like, you know, I freaked out a bit with the amount of times I had a knife to my throat. I'm at a point where it's just like, you know, it's another Wednesday. But I promise you, I'm not gonna let them hurt you. They'll have to go through me first, and I know it doesn't sound like that I have a lot of sway, but they're not. They know that they can't just get rid of me that easily, even if I deserve it. My papa is highish up in the eyes, and that's the reason why I was at the party. Oh god damn it, I don't want to have to talk about this. Stupid.
Let's go get a drink. You can explain later.
Drink. That sounds great. You have a drinking competition to do. We both do. Let's drink and forget about these problems. Let's go.
And then I'm gonna have to go to the eyes drunk. And she's like,
just
it'll make It'll make dealing with it easier. Let's go.
Okay. Okay.
Come on. And I'm just gonna go back to the table with her.
And you go down the stairs in front of everybody.
I honestly,
We'll wait until we can wait until they announce the winner, so that way people are distracted.
Sure.
Because it said like a half hour. I don't know how much longer we were.
Yeah, I don't know how long we've had
I
this
would say it'd
discussion
be about
and everything.
like 20 minutes or so that you guys were up there and got threatened with a knife to your throat and then made your way back out of there. So you're just hiding up there until Okay, well, wow, switching from that to Sargenty and Idol.
Pushing away from that fucking Spanish novella.
Yeah. I'll ask one more time. Anybody doing anything before we go to the results?
Gathering the drinks preemptively for the drinking contest.
Marina and Avros return back to the table, and Marina sits down next to her. She goes, "Wow, you are really serious about this drinking game, huh? I mean, we made up. We're not arguing anymore. It's pretty common for us."
Oh, I'm not the one who bought it. Look at that one. Just kind of looks at our bell rail because you ordered round.
Let's not cancel this contest quite yet. I've been pumping this one full of as much as he can drink this whole time.
Okay, and she kind of sighs and she goes, "Well, that's fine. We can definitely do that." And sorry, I totally forgot what the teams were.
Oh, I've got you covered on that one. Lord Avros with Sonari and with Gaius.
No, I think you're on Avros' team.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Myself, Sonari, Avros.
Where's Sonari?
What's up? Probably hiding. Really good at hiding.
Marina turns to Avros and she goes, if one of your teammates doesn't show up, are you forfeiting? He goes, "What? Where's Sonari?" And he like people frown. And they go, "Also, where is Maddie?"
Since
no one's noticed that we haven't been there.
Since some of our friends are not present at the moment,
are they?
It's possible, but I'm not going to speculate.
I don't.
A little heat between them.
How about instead of having this team versus team nonsense, we just select one person from each team, and they can battle it out.
That would be a better idea. I have to get home sober tonight, especially since Avros and I aren't fighting anymore.
Wonderful. Reggie, Gaius, would the two of you like to step up?
Gaius isn't there.
Oh yeah,
Gaius.
Yeah, Gaius is floating.
You're chatting us. It's like, what happened?
It's called socializing. Getting up, talking.
It's called
to people,
working on a
making
collaboration.
Oh.
That's actually such a fun idea.
I would love that.
Yes, Angharad and Gaius. But yeah, I mean, Gaius isn't there, Maddie isn't there, Sonari's not there, so it's Reggie and someone.
You know what? We may just have to cancel this whole thing.
That's fair. I mean, it was in response to the heat of the moment.
Yeah. You could always just talk to people, like, socializing.
Intent.
Well.
Been spending a lot of time here with Reggie. I think that counts as socializing.
Have you talked to each other a lot? You getting to be friends?
Honestly, I'm impressed. The fact that he's actually lasted this long without, throwing hands with anyone or shouting obscenities.
He
Who?
bought Reggie like so many drinks. Now he's Reggie's best friend.
Arby over here.
Roll four, thank you.
Thank you for that raid.
Ooh.
Ooh. Ooh.
I would hardly indulge in such behavior.
Oh, but you did indulge in booing that one guy.
Well, he deserved it.
He was
Bro.
terrible. I've never
awful.
heard music like that.
That wasn't music.
That was spite.
That was just screaming.
What was his girlfriend's name? Was it Penelope?
I hardly think she was his
yeah.
girlfriend.
Not anymore.
Not anymore.
Not after
And
that.
Avarice goes, you know who I like? I kind of like that one, the person, the veil. That was quite
Oh,
good.
yeah.
I've never seen anything
Yeah,
like
I thought
that.
so as well.
Wait. Oh, there he is. And just kind of points out guys like, oh, they've been chatting it up for the last, I don't know how long.
Oh, he's a charming fellow for sure.
I think it's the other way around. Because even I was kind of entranced by the whole magical music. It's very interesting.
I was quite fond of that viola as well.
Viola, yeah, I actually have been wanting to go down there for a while. The found familiar, get myself a familiar, but just haven't had the time.
With
Go
how
on.
does that work? Like the familiar thing.
Well, essentially, there are familiars whose owners have died or maybe have gone to a different plane of existence and haven't been able to come back, so they're essentially abandoned here. So they make their way to this location, the found familiar, and they are taken care of there.
Okay.
And there's like tons of animals to choose from. They're just trying to add on a new wing. That's why they're. She kind of points. She goes, "That's why they're trying to raise money."
Yes, I think a lot of people have the misconception that a familiar is always summoned by a caster. It's not always the case. I mean, take Dane, for instance, my pseudo-dragon friend here. I didn't summon him. He existed in this world long before we formed our partnership, but it was a mutual agreement between us.
Okay. So it's like a contract almost.
Sort of.
So, like a beneficial, what's the word? Symbiosis.
That's sort of a good word for it, yes.
Okay.
He benefits and I benefit, and we can separate this partnership at any point.
Okay. So it's not like it's locked and stocked. Okay.
No.
Okay. Good.
Well, you have to
Reggie
treat
broke
your
up with
familiars
Sora.
right.
Just like you treat your friends right. That's a good thing.
Yeah. She goes, I kind of want to go, and she points into another corner where there is that person who had their hood up from last session with the tarot card. She goes, I'm kind of curious about getting my future read. Not that I put stock in that, but it might be fun. She kind of moves to kind of get up.
Okay. I'll join you.
I might join you as well. It seems like a social thing to do.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's learn everybody's fate for the rest of the time.
Little do you know, this
Okay.
is a trick for all of you to draw from the deck of many things.
It's not. I'm not mean.
Ooh boy.
Right. As you approach this corner, the person kind of perks up in interest, and they give you a little wave. And as they put their hood down, you can see this is a very cute sort of air genasi. She's shuffling decks in her hands, and she goes, "Afternoon," or I guess it's evening, isn't it? It's kind of hard to keep track of time. She goes, "My name is Nyx. Were you wanting to get your fortune read?"
Yes, if you would be so kind to oblige us.
All right, who is going first?
Sure, why not? I'll give it a test drive.
Okay. She goes, "What's your name?"
Reggie, or Reginald.
Reginald. You don't hear that name around much anymore.
Hmm.
Anything in particular you're wanting to ask the cards?
Hmm. As vague as it sounds, how many hands are in the pie, so to speak?
And the pie being...
My fate.
Okay. She goes... Okay, so she lays them out. Well, she kind of... To remember how to do this. She holds the deck out in front of you and she goes, I need you to pick 3. And how this is going to work in real life is that I have 3 decks in front of me. In the first deck, you can pick 1 of 20. The next deck, you can pick 1 of 20. The third deck, you can pick 1 of 20.
All right, I got 3d20. R, G, B. There you go. RGB. Here we go. So, deck number 1, 9.
9 from the top or the bottom?
Top. I'm a top decker. G is 12.
Okay, from the top, I assume.
Mm-hmm. And then from the last deck, I rolled a nat 20, so the bottom card.
The bottom card, okay. Ooh. Okay. She lays these cards out in front of you. She goes, interesting. She holds up this card. It's got a man on it, looking out. She goes, this is... Oh, wait, hold on a second. She goes, this is kind of talking about how you might have just been sort of going through the motions a little bit, trying to find your niche. Maybe putting a little stock into the things that catch your fancy at the time, but you feel like you're pulled in a bunch of different directions. Not necessarily a bad thing. You can have interest in many things. And then she holds this up. She goes, this was given to me upside down. And it is a young woman kind of stepping out into a void where it is shaped like the world. She goes, this is new beginnings, but sometimes when it's presented upside down, it can mean that a venture that you're undertaking can make a huge change in your life, not always for the better. Sometimes it can be dangerous, sometimes it can be not fortuitous, just kind of proceed with caution. And then she picks up this one. It's just a little red card with a symbol on it with a downwards facing triangle. She goes, this one is talking about like your gut for the future. This is the future card. She goes, essentially, you have a very strong sense of intuition and self, I would say. You will have to rely on that pretty heavily in the time to come, to maybe the detriment of yourself, maybe the detriment of people around you, but just trust in that, because that's going to be your compass pointing north through everything you do. Obviously, kind of converse with others around you, get multiple points of view, all the information you can, but at the end of the day, it's going to come down to what Reggie feels.
Gosh, that really hit home.
She smiles, she goes, I'm glad to hear it.
Thank you, Nix.
No problem.
Next.
Actually, yeah, and it's actually Nex, as in Nexus.
Oh,
She
Nexus.
Nex.
Okay.
So next, who else is here?
That would be,
Aurelio?
and also...
Marina.
Hmm.
Okay. Arbeliel or Marina, I don't think Avros, he's just gonna kind of watch. Marina kind of goes like, after you, whatever you want to do.
Sure. I'll go next, I suppose.
Excellent. And next is kind of shuffling her cards a bit. She goes, what's your name?
Arbelrio.
She goes, Arbeliel. Give me a second. She goes, you look uncomfortable.
Is it that obvious?
A little bit. But okay, there's nothing to be scared of. Do you have any question in particular that you're wanting to ask the cards, Arbeliel?
Does it have to be a specific question? I don't want to reveal too much with the question itself.
She's like, you can whisper it to me. She kind of leans forward, puts her little air ear next to you. Or you can be vague, but I can't guarantee that the cards are going to be able to answer, as clearly as you'd like, unless you want to be more defined.
He'll kind of glance around to his companions for a moment, and then he will lean in close to her ear. Am I playing a dangerous game with my patron?
She doesn't let anything cross her face. She goes, okay. Good to know. Same as with Mr. Reginald. I need you to pick pick 3 cards. Same with Weird Fox, just 1 from 3 decks.
5 from the top on the first one. 15 from the top on the second one. And 15 from the top on the third one.
Ooh, okay. She goes, this is interesting. And she kind of glances up at the others. She goes, how much of... Are you wanting to keep this private, or...
Since they don't know the question, I think it's fine if they hear the answer.
I will try to be as vague as possible. So she goes, the first one is pretty interesting, I suppose. This one looks like a woman kind of on fire with just passion. She goes, this indicates that any past decisions that have been made in your life are at the whims of other people. Not necessarily, like I said, a bad thing, but it's definitely taken its toll in your life. Whether that passion still resonates as strongly for you in your own life based on the deeds of others is your call, really, but that doesn't necessarily mean that you really follow in their footsteps. More so, maybe you're looking for something to tie yourself to with all that passion you might have in your heart for other things, but doesn't necessarily mean that whatever your situation right now is a bad thing. Just you might be looking for something else. She goes, this was the second card I got. Choose wisely. You need to step carefully, I would say. You are, I would say, balancing on the edge of a knife with sort of the things that you are choosing to partake in, just because they might go against what you are expected to do and what you might be wanting to do. But he holds up this one. I think that maybe an accord could come to the both of you, or just you in general, a sort of peace and understanding with yourself, others around you. But it's going to come kind of at a real cost. So not like a death or anything, because that would be insane, but just learning more about yourself, I suppose.
I appreciate your unexpectedly positive insight. Thank you.
No problem. I don't like to be all doom and gloom about this. We got enough of that in the world.
It's very true.
Yes. And then Marina, I guess, she kind of starting to look a little weirded out, like, at how this seems to be affecting the two of you, like, kind of accurately. She goes, were you wanting to do something? And she goes,
Oh, come on.
I guess so, yeah, She goes, okay, and Marina sits down kind of nervously, and Nyx goes, what's your name? She goes, my name is Marina. And Nyx kind of goes, okay, you had to think about that, I get you. She goes, anything in particular you're wanting to ask? And Marina kind of looks down at her lap, kind of deciding. She also follows Arbelriel's lead and whispers a question in Nyx's ear. And Nyx kind of nods. She goes, okay, you can definitely look into that. I'm gonna do what you guys did. Oh, Jesus. Am I really getting all my good rolls out on fucking tarot cards?
Hell yeah.
Okay, guess so.
Well, that also depends. Is it actually a good roll when you get bad cards?
Hard to say. Stop. Let go of me. Well, you know what? I'm gonna take that too. Oh. Okay. Interesting. Let's see. Okay. She goes, this is really interesting. Goes, pulled this one for the pass card. It's an old man, or old woman, kind of walking along. It's called the moving on card. Shows clearly you're unhappy where you are. You don't feel you belong. You feel you're needed elsewhere. You feel your talents could be better used elsewhere. You don't feel like the path that your life is on is the one for you. And Marina goes like, oh my god. And then she goes, I did originally pull out this one, heart, but then at the same time, this one came out, throat. The heart one is upside down. Clearly, similarly with the moving on, you're unhappy. It's upside down, so you're not getting what you want out of your life, and you feel your emotions kind of overtaking you. You might say things you don't mean, hurtful. You might accidentally hurt the people around you, because you're using your voice to state what you truly want in your life, and that's gonna upset some people. And it's not, I'm not saying this is a good or bad thing. I'm just saying what you're currently doing at this point in time. You're kind of putting on a bit of a mask for some folks to hide how you're truly feeling, but you just can't keep that voice inside. And Marina goes like, yeah. She goes, the last one is the crown. She goes, at the end of this road, wherever it leads, you're going to find your true potential, but, and there's just a phrase that's going through my mind right now, heavy is the head that wears a crown. It's going to cost you, and it might cost you the people around you, might cost you something even more valuable than that. If you are truly wanting to get what you desire out of life, you might have to cast aside everything that has mattered to you up at this point. Marina goes, okay. Thank you. She goes, no problem. Anybody else? She looks up at Avros, and Avros goes like, no way. Absolutely not.
Yeah, it's probably fair and par for the course.
Yeah.
All right.
And Marina goes like, how much do I owe you? She goes like, oh, it's just a couple silver, we'll call it.
Reggie just pulls out a gold.
Very generous, sir. Thank you so much. And Marina also does the same.
Well, Now I have to as well, of course.
I love people with generous friends.
Like in D&D, is it really generosity or is it just player laziness because they don't want to make the change?
Sure.
Yes.
I always make the change.
Honestly,
I never use the change, but I always make the change.
Well,
All right.
hope it was fun for you like it was for me.
I always have fun with the cards. Because if you ever have another question for me, I do readings every night here. Just trying to make a living.
I won't be looking too closely to my fate anytime soon, so thank you again.
All right. And you guys are all done over there. Anything else you want to do before we head to the results?
As we make our way back to our table, I do want to swing by the found familiar table and drop some money in their donation box.
There is a young girl working there. She goes, "Oh, that is so generous. Thank you, sir. Can I write your name down on our newsletter? We send out thank yous to all of our donors and sponsors."
Just an anonymous patron that's willing to support the work you're doing.
Absolutely. Well, thank you, Mr. Anonymous. Were you interested in seeing? She pulls out pamphlets. She goes, "These are all of our found familiars who are looking for homes. You can take one home today. We're just down the street. They're just looking for a loving home."
Sorry, I have a familiar already. I apologize. But
Okay.
that's why I support the work you're doing. I understand it.
Sure. Well, thank you so much. If you know of anybody else who's looking for a familiar, spread the word. We have to get a new wing because we are just taking in so many animals and they all deserve a home.
How far along on your goal would you say you are?
She checks, including your donation. How much gold did you drop in there?
You know, we'll let the D20 decide how many gold pieces I put in there.
Ow.
I'm feeling real generous today. I dropped 19 gold in there.
Holy shit. She goes, including your 19 gold. Someone dropped a Kleenex in here, or a tissue in here. She throws it out. And then someone dropped some silver and also a leaflet about finding Our Lady Loridia in your heart. She goes, whatever. That puts us at 20 gold.
And what is your goal? What's the number that you're looking to raise?
200.
I'm sure you'll achieve it.
Thank you. She goes, tell your friends.
I shall.
Okay.
He saunters back over to his table. Makes a mental note to have his family make an anonymous donation later.
Okay. Sounds good. That was so sweet. He's got such a heart. All right. As you guys sit down at the table, Marina goes like, "Wow, I don't know about you guys, but that was like really."
Yeah, that was pretty spot on. That's spot
Yeah.
on.
Did you tell her about me before I went over there?
It was your idea to go over there.
Yeah, it was.
I know. I'm just trying to figure out how that happened. It's like she knew me.
Well, fortune tellers have a way with words.
But she was so specific. How did she know that?
She knows her cards.
I guess so. She goes, so you're also conflicted on your path, huh?
A little
less,
bit.
A little less so now. That was quite enjoyable for tonight.
The fortune teller?
All of it, really. The whole thing.
I'm glad I came out.
I'm glad that both of you stuck around.
Yeah, no, we argue, but I mean, it just finishes
Siblings.
just as fast. Yeah, we're best. I mean, I would just And Avros goes like, "Go ahead, say what you were going to say." She goes, "I would consider you one of my best friends." He goes, "Oh." I was like, you like me. I'm your brother. And you actually like hanging out with me. She goes like, oh my god, what's up? Anyway, and Avarice goes like, I would consider you my best friend. Not even one of you are probably my best friend. She goes, oh jeez.
Has to one up her.
Yeah. It's like, oh god. She's like, you don't have any friends of your own. But yeah. And she kind of turns to Reggie. She goes like, I really wish you could have stayed for class today. It was actually kind of an interesting lesson, but I get
Honestly,
it.
I looked at the board once and my head spun around, so it might not have lasted long enough. Sorry.
You were learning about transfiguration, which is
Hmm.
really interesting to me. She goes, but I kind of struggle because obviously there's a lot of components that comes to like transfiguring and disguising yourself, like you particularly, and apparently, and I don't know if you guys know this, but scar tissue is one of the most difficult things to disguise. So that's something I learned today and I thought it was really interesting, but my headmistress Holt kept like, you know, docking points because I have like an earring that Avros pulled out when I was younger and it left a scar.
Ooh.
And I can't disguise it. So, but I'm gonna keep practicing.
Okay.
Anyway, I'm rambling about class. I do that a lot. Sorry, just stupid. Anyway,
It's
ignore me.
honestly
No,
interesting.
it's good information to know. I find myself the bearer of some new scars. So I also kind of at the hand of your brother.
Wow, Avros, you really like to hurt your friends, huh?
He goes, when did I do that?
It was less you directly and more that barrier you erected around that beautiful collection of blades that you have.
He goes, well, that's not my fault. Those are my blades.
You didn't put a sign up saying there was a barrier.
Why would I ever do that? I know there's a barrier. That should be it.
Yeah, but what if you get a new hire on your staff and they start trying to
And
clean and
you
polish
leave
and...
a guest in there alone knowing that there's a barrier.
Well, why are you touching my knives?
Because they're beautiful.
Okay, maybe ask permission next time.
So you're a fancy blade enthusiast too, huh?
What was that?
Looking at Arbelia, I was like, you fancy blades as well.
I fancy beautiful things.
Hmm. But not just gold and silver, just as long as it's shiny, or...
As long as it's beautiful. Beautiful doesn't have to shine.
But it is based on the beholder, yes?
Of course.
So what is beautiful to you when it comes to knives?
Avros's, clearly.
Is it
I
because
can't touch those.
they are beautiful, or because they belong to me, or there's a sort of forbiddenness? You know, that you can't touch them?
I think there's a sort of forbiddenness to this conversation. We should move on.
As you guys have been talking, Marina's like trying to change her face into our Belriels, like practicing her magic. Just, did it work?
That's
I look at the ear.
unsettling.
I look at
What'd
the
you
ear.
say?
Did it work? I look at the ear and see if that scar's there.
No. I mean, yes, it is still there, but it didn't work.
It's close. Very close.
Close isn't good enough. And she kind of takes the magic away, back to her old face.
I always found that kind of magic for more in the moment kind of things in movement. Because when you're moving, you're more blurred.
I suppose so.
That seems really difficult. That's why I stick to manipulating the mind instead of the flesh.
Less
Amber
noticeable.
feels like, I like a little of both.
Noted.
She's like, Avros, I will never forgive you for ripping that earring out of my ear all those years ago. He goes like, you were fighting me. You were beating me up, and my hand accidentally caught on your ear. And at that moment, the lights start to dim again, and Gentle gets up on stage. She goes, everybody, thanks for your patience. I'm not going to lie, it is a close one this year. Never seen so many fantastic acts. But we are going to announce the winners. If all the contestants could come up on stage with me, please. And Gaius, you, Angharad, Jasper, Bartholomew, Viola, and all dark go up on stage. And you all kind of stand in a line, very Miss Universe style. And Gentle goes like, I'm going to start by announcing the top 3 contestants that we have decided upon. That's not to say that not everybody did a good job. Everybody did fantastic. Some people like go like, boo, all dark. He goes, shut up, I was trying my best. And then so she goes, so our top 3 are going to be, and she looks down at her hand where there's a little sheet. She goes, in no particular order, we have Angharad, and you hear like a huge like explosion of applause. Everybody's like, woo! Yeah, like, yeah, Angharad, still veiled, no emotion, just walks up, writes on her thing, thank you, and then holds it in front of her. She goes, thank you too. And she goes, okay, after Angharad, we have Jasper. And Jasper goes like, yeah, like, let's go. And everybody's kind of like cheering as well as fangirls are in the audience, like, woo! And she goes, and to no one's surprise, what'd you say?
Sonar in the balcony just goes,
And she goes, to no one's surprise as well, our third in the top 3 is Gaius Tybalt. And obviously huge applause from everybody. She goes, thank you to the runner-ups. You all can take your seat. And Bartholomew, Viola, all dark, all go take their seats. Bartholomew's like, is it time to read my poem again? I'm ready. And Gaio's like, no, come with me. We'll get you a drink, all right? It's not poetry night. She goes, but it's Wednesday. Okay. So, Gentle goes, so how I'm going to do this, I'm going to announce second place first. We're going to bring it down to either, actually, no. I don't think I'll do that. She goes, in third place, with a really excellent performance, as per usual, we have Jasper. And Jasper is like, wait, what? Because I guess taste has left the lower edge. He kind of flips his hair, and she goes like, all right. She goes, Jasper, as a third place winner, you do get free drinks for a week. He goes like, and as he goes down to like sit down at the table, like a bunch of his fangirls are like, Jasper, you should have won. Like, oh my gosh, this thing is rigged. What are you? Whatever. I would have voted for you like 200 times. She goes like, all right, enough. And he sits down, and some people are buying him drinks. She goes like, okay. And we have the last 2 here. We have Gaius Tybalt, and everybody's kind of clapping really loudly. And Angharad as well. She goes, do you guys have anything to say before we announce the winner?
And Gaius just looks around and he like points over to Angharad and says she should win.
She kind of stops writing and turns her thing. She goes, it was an honor performing with everybody. And Gentle goes like, we'll take that under consideration. She goes, and this year's winner for Sargentian Idol, and with a recurring gig every other week here at the Rabbit's Foot, is, and we drum like, she goes, Angharad Tuft, and everybody's like cheering. Ooh. And Angharad looks like kind of, you don't see anything because of the veil. She goes to write, she kind of erases it. She goes,
enjoy.
And she
see
goes,
you in 2 weeks.
Goes, that's not to say that we don't want to see Gaius here every week as well, but judges deliberated. She goes, Angrad, it was a real pleasure to have you here this year in this year's edition of Sargenty and Idol, and we hope to see much more of you in the future. And Angrad is like kind of like shaky a little bit, but she goes and waves to everybody, and she goes to sit down at a table, and she kind of grabs your hand, Gaius, and brings you with her down to her table. And Gentle goes like, well, that's it for Sargenty and Idol. Guys, drink, be merry, and don't break any of my furniture. And then she goes back behind the bar to help Dev, and Dev goes like, oh my god, thank you. I've been absolutely getting like annihilated here. She goes, I'm so sorry.
Well,
And you see Anghara turns to you guys, and she's writing really quick. She goes like, I still think you should have won.
Nah, your performance was amazing. You gave everybody something they've never seen before. My act, it's the same thing with a little twists and twirls added in every now and then. What you gave them was something truly new.
I don't know how the heck I'm supposed to sneak out of my house every other week.
I could help with that.
Because I would really appreciate that. And if you ever want to make music together, just let me know.
That would be amazing.
And then she actually goes and gives you a small hug. It's very shy, nothing by it, but it's a very lovely hug.
And he returns just like a very comforting hug to her.
And it's funny because she is 6 foot and you're 5'2", so she's leaning
Yeah.
down.
Yeah.
It's okay. I know how that feels.
Yeah. And yeah, we got a couple minutes left here. I'm gonna say that while that was all going on, Effie and Maddie, you managed to make yourselves get downstairs. Yeah, I'm not gonna make you roll a stealth for that because it was madness. What are you guys doing?
Walk Maddie back over to everyone, and I'm just like, okay, here we go. We drinking?
Change
Oh.
of plans.
Couple returns.
Also, where you
Couple.
two been?
The
Where-
last
where-
time you saw
I
them, they were
literally
going
hold up the
to-
lantern to you, and I'm just like, where the fuck do you think I've been?
Easy with that, and just kind of grabs it, puts it on his belt. It's like, all right, calm down.
I missed it because I had to be sneaky for you. Didn't
Yeah.
find shit anyway. Just like, and just like, could have been sitting in the rafters munching on my snacks.
As you're talking, there's a bit of movement with his hands, anything.
So
And
Maddie
And this
is
yeah.
pale,
him.
and she's waiting for Sonari to say something, but she's like, okay, well, since she's not saying something, maybe she wants to wait until we're out of the tavern. But she's just like
And-
staring.
Okay.
At the
You
table,
got the 1,000-mile stare going.
Yeah, 1,000-yard
Yeah.
stare.
Yeah.
What do I get from Sonari?
Is anybody picking up on that? Like, come on.
Right?
And it's just like, and I'm making up a fool of myself, going like dramatic. It's like, couldn't find anything. I could have been like, and I am signed back to him, just like, I sign Genty's room. Check yourself later. Need to go. And then I'm just like, I go, and now and I had to take care of this one. Look at her. She couldn't handle that one drink.
Oh dear, she does look afraid. It's like,
Yeah. So I'm
just-
gonna be taking this one home, considering that that her date's ditched her, and I just make giant eyes of where a guy is hanging out with Ungarad. And
yeah, just understood.
Yeah.
Please be safe. And it's like, all right, I get it.
Yep.
All right, you two, just make sure you get home safely. You, and just kind of looks at
She like kind of laughs at the word safely.
and just kind of like, you'll be all right, lassie. Don't worry. Just breathe,
Yeah.
stay calm, and 1 foot forward at a time. And at that point, it's just like, God bless you. That's Sonari. It's like,
And then just like, need more than God for this. And I just kind of take Maddie by the arm, like, come on, let's go, come
Hold on, is anyone gonna fill in the rest of us? Because she looks like death.
yeah,
Well,
I
yeah,
can.
do you know what the you don't want to know what the Sargentian special is, you know?
I
Have
don't
you
recall seeing her drink that swill.
No, you didn't. She did while we were back there. She
Yeah,
thought it
you were-
was water. Now look
You were
at her.
too busy drinking your own drink. And just kind of gives
I
Arby a
haven't been
nod.
drinking.
Are you?
Look, something weird's going on here, and I'm missing a whole lot of information.
Information I can give. Now, come on.
Can I just do an insight check on this whole situation?
Sure.
Because
Are
our
you-
Belriel was not there for a lot of the setup for this, so he's very lost.
Sure.
I'm just like, rich boy, come on. We gotta, like, you're fine walking about. She's gotta go home. She's got parents to go back to.
It's a 19 on the insight.
I would
You get-
say. Oh, go ahead.
Well, from Reggie's standpoint, you understand that he's having some sort of secret conversation between the speak. And he's trying to egg you towards a different direction.
Avros speaks up. She goes, "It might be in all of our best interest if maybe you two," and he nods at Maddie and Sonari, "don't go too far. We can assist you with getting her back to her home."
Oh,
We
no. We
can
already
wait
organized
outside.
something.
Yeah, you can wait outside.
Come on, let's go.
Okay, and then Maddie like finishes the rest of her drink because I don't know if she did actually finish the drink that she did, but either she finishes the rest of her drink or she just grabs one of the other additional ones that Reggie grabbed.
You just grab one of Reggie's drinks, just stuff it
Yeah.
going.
Fine. As long as she leaves the cups outside.
Drinks it, and slams on the table, and then gets up to.
Okay, we should not. Okay, let's go. Come on.
It's fine. I can handle one drink.
I'm gonna
Completely forgetting that she already had one. Sorry. Go ahead.
telepathically tell Dane to stay hidden, but don't let Maddie out of his sight.
And Dane kind of and slips down your arm, down your leg, down onto the floor, and scurries after them pretty quickly. And you'd have to be really looking for him to be able to see that. And Avros kind of puts his arm around you, Arbelriel, kind of like he's trying to make a move, but he turns his head towards you. He goes, "We should probably get out of here. We have some things to discuss."
Yeah, all right. Lead the way.
Okay, he goes, shall we call it an evening? And Marina's like, what is going on?
We've pretty much just finished for the night, and just kind of opens his arms like, we're done with this place. And just kind of like taps on the lantern.
Oh, 1 second. Oh, yes. I too am done with these place. I've had such a great time. And she slips her arm through
Let's
yours.
take it.
And she goes, lead the way. Are you guys waiting for Gaius or?
Just kind of look at Gaius. It's like, hey, Gaius,
Yeah.
when you're done, meet me at the barracks, eh?
Why would I go to the barracks?
Because that's where I'm going to be found in a moment.
Anharad writes, like, she goes, if you need to go with your friends, I totally understand.
He's like, I have no idea what's going on with him. I don't know why he's telling me to go to barracks. Yeah, I probably should go. I will talk to you later. We'll be in touch. Congratulations. And he like gives her a wave and he gets up and he follows after Reggie.
She is so cute. I love her.
I do too. She's adorable.
Bing.
Okay, so you guys all kind of go out. The rain's let up, so you're not getting water plastered to your faces anymore. But you are kind of out in front of the tavern all together.
It's like, as Gaius like walks out, he's like, Reg, why in the hell would you tell me to go to the barracks?
Because we're done with this place.
You could have just said we're drunk, let's go.
That could mean anywhere, but that was more to get you out now.
And
have
Marina
some work.
pulls her arm out from yours. She looks at Avros. She goes like, what is going on? Were you doing your thing again that I don't know? And Avros goes like, obviously I was doing my thing again. He goes, turns to Maddie and Sonari. He goes, let's kind of, and he kind of ushers everybody to like an alley. He goes like, do you care to tell us what happened?
I know what you're talking about.
Maddie is like so close to bursting with information.
Well, if this was a dead end.
No, it wasn't a dead end. We followed the footsteps upstairs and found someone who held a knife to my throat, and now I have to go to the meeting with the eyes.
Wait, what?
I just slap I put my hand over her mouth and I'm just like, can hell.
What the
She
hell?
like pushes him away, like she's like, no, I'm tired of secrets. A big thing happened to me, and I almost died. And
You say the eyes.
yes, she does not say anything about her being involved with anything. She's just like, yes, there is. He's a part of the guy that we followed the footsteps to a hidden room, and there was a guy there, who held a knife to my throat, and now he wants. And instead of killing me, he said that we need to go meet with the eyes, because this is something bigger than just.
Of course,
A murder.
somebody from the eyes would hold a knife to your throat. Those people have been a thorn in my family's side for years.
I kind of like, I like half glare at him, but I'm also just like, listen. If she doesn't show up tonight at the eyes, it's been implied that they'll find another way to keep her quiet. To keep us quiet. So, and they don't know about you guys. Which is why we didn't need to say anything, Maddie.
They're a part of the investigation. And if we go and don't tell anyone, no one will know if I die, and no one will tell my parents, and no one will tell Priscilla.
Hey. Guys is gonna walk over and he's gonna put like a hand on her cheek, and he's just gonna cast calm emotion just to calm her down a little bit. It's okay.
Nothing about this is okay.
True, nothing about this is okay, but you'll be okay. Just breathe. Can you tell me what they look like?
And I think on that note, You're gonna have to tell them next week.
I'll forget, but you guys know who he is, so it's fine.
Okay. That's this week on the downfall of propriety.
Hell of an episode.
That was intense. I wasn't expecting to go from like wacky fun times to okay shit serious.
Wacky fun times too. Holy shit!
Don't ever drop your guard with me. I swear to fucking God. Anyway, guys, we do not just stream on Saturdays. I'm just kidding. Rojan, can you do your little spiel?
Yup. Everyone, thank you so much for tuning in. While I go through my spiel, Fox, can you do the thing and find somebody for us to raid? So, like I said, this is not the only show that we have here on Whole Roleplay. Coming up on Monday is going to be another episode of Destiny Forge, which is our longest running show here on the channel, currently in its 4th campaign. Not this week, but next week, on Tuesdays, will be another episode of Star Wars Tales of the Outer Rim, which is a Star Wars game that is run by Tiltbot. Coming up on Thursday is going to be another episode of Mass Effect Horizons, which is a 5th edition mod Mass Effect game run by Zorro. Alternating Thursdays, we've got Tricorn Isles, which is another 5th edition game that I run. And as we circle back on Saturday, is going to be a very special 8-hour episode of Withered Wastes for tabletop Extra Life Tabletop Weekend. So we'll be running from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. doing just nothing nonstop D&D shenanigans on that. And then later in the night at 8 p.m. we will have another episode of our superhero game of Vigilant 6. And then the following week we'll circle back here on Saturday for another episode here on the Downfall of Propriety, which is a Bridgerton inspired 5th edition mini adventure that is run by Malls, and it is their first time as a DM. But for now, we are going to head on out. Thank you so much, everyone, for tuning on in, and we'll catch you on Monday.
Arriva Dirch.
And we are rating a penguin named Desire. I love that name.
Are. They are on episode 32 of their pirate adventure.
Ooh.
Nice. All right, we will catch you all later.
Bye.
Bye-bye.